ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the Thursday night doubleheader. It's not Wacky Wednesday, it is Tacky Thursday. My name is Scotty Radical Rankin, and alongside Connor Nixon. Connor, the most fun cars of the week, hands down. It's always understood to be the most fun car. I'm out there cutting a few laps with the Radicals, boys. Have you turned a few on these things?
Definitely, I did a whole series about them. Maybe 4 months ago. I did a series about them, and yeah, they were just awesome fun, and had a blast in them. Good fun.
We're only at Bathurst for the last round of last season, the SR8 Radicals. This time out, though, the field looks to be a reasonably amount larger. Sort of the same guys, a few extra drivers lurching in, so we expect the action to continue to get thick and fast here with the Radicals. Big packs make for great racing in these things. And they're still just forming up in terms of practice. 30 seconds left in practice. Corey McFarlane, you'll see on the top of the timing charts from practice, he's actually participating in the Formula 3 later on tonight. Jumped in here for a little bit of a fun, a little bit of a shootout warm-up session. And then he jumps out, I believe, although he may be making his way back in a little bit. We'll see whether or not he joins the series for the action. But it was Formula 3 last night. My apologies. I'm used to commentating on Wednesday night. After this, we've got the Porsche Cup. So lots of action coming our way. I believe Porsche Cup's coming to us from Oran Park as well, as we go twice around the country.
Yeah, well, F3 was Bathurst last night too, so still at the mountain, which is always a good one. The F3 were amazing around here last night. They were just awesome to watch, and I'd expect the same from the SR8s. They are just a great little car, and the Porsche Cup we've got next up, and our last round there was Suzuka, which I was commentating with Jamie Dyack, and that was incredible, and especially at Oran Park, it's going to be hectic.
Well, Radicals, they are power-hungry little things. They're two Suzuki GSX-R engines slapped together, and that makes them one of the lightest, quickest, and most interesting cars that exist out there. Tons of downforce, tons of grip. You got to protect the nose on these things, or else you're going to find yourself running a little bit slower down the racetrack. That's the racing format that we've got coming your way. Typical format race here tonight. 45 minutes is the duration, so it'll be single race. Qualifying will therefore be allowed to run slightly over duration, which should play for an interesting format here, Connor. The racing last season that we saw at the death, it was thick and fast. It was probably some of the best racing that we've seen all seen. It was pretty much bang on what we expected out of this series. You expecting more of the same here tonight? Perhaps a timely safety car again? Or untimely for some?
I reckon we'll have a safety car, I reckon, Scotty. I think we had an F... I reckon we had it... I think in the F3s we had a 2 to 3, I reckon. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a safety car. Do you reckon any safety cars?
Mate, do not talk to me about this place, these cars, and safety cars. Do you remember? I remember. There's no way I could forget.
Scotty, how can I not forget about the strategy and that was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen in commentary and racing. That was rough on you. That was really rough.
Mate, and we're back here again. Like, I swap nights commentating. I come to commentate this, and Brad Wall just goes, "You know what Scotty would like?"
yeah. I can imagine the conversation. Let's throw Scotty in the commentary box, and let's get him to commentate these series that he does pretty good in, and
let's just punish him by slapping the moment on screen that he let's bring it back. Yeah, so down the dipper for, I believe we're on board with Ray Oliver, new driver to the league. So he'll be getting himself settled in. Big fan of these cars, actually. Ray Oliver was making a fair few comments about Nathan Allen's driving, so those two have history. Those two love to poke a little bit of fun at each other. Nathan Allen returning to the SR8 Radicals. Scotty Callahan, can't understate that.
Yeah, definitely. I think the big one I want to kind of look out for is De Bono. He, especially commentating him yesterday in the TCRs, he was mighty quick in those things. I wonder if he's got the same pace tonight, because I think he got the second round at TCR. He got the win for that, and yeah, he dominated very well at the end of the race. So I wonder if Wonder if he'll bring that to the table tonight.
Well, I'll get our opportunity to have a look. Somebody just trying to cut to the grass across the top. Like Cuttajar was quick last season. You'll see more of him being quick again this season. Across the top. Remember as well that the SR10 has now been cut from this series. Makes way. Was critically under-loved by the drivers, and that's okay because that means more SR8, more motorcycle engines slapped side by side.
More power, more engines. It looks like Ray Oliver's got his two sectors actually purple, so he's on a flyer here.
Yeah, so he's going to come down Mountain Straight and try and line up a big one to finish off the lap.
3 sectors in purple now.
This will indeed be quick. To the chase, down to Murray's. And he'll get it stopped nicely. It's a good looking lap, nice and clean. Quickly, I want to know, yeah, Scotty Callahan's doing as usual. He'll be starting from the back. So he will jump out to the top of the timesheets to start things off at 1:59.05. About 1.2 seconds off the pace that he set during practice, which means that is not the last that you will see of him. Scotty Callahan taking to the track. That man is going to qualify.
Look out.
Or should I say, qualify. He's just going to go out there and turn laps either way.
Yeah.
So Cameron Edwards as well has gone 1.5 tenths of a second faster now than Ray Oliver. So time's very close together at the top. David Unger puts in a 1:59.4. Unger was quick all of last season as well, so it's good to see Cam return to his pace. Remember, this setup was only on display as well a couple of weeks ago, so the drivers that would have driven in that round have got their opportunity to get back out here and have another big old crack-a-rooney.
And I'll tell you what, I can't remember off the top of my head because I haven't driven these things for so long, but I remember tyre temp was very critical because you could probably give us more information about that, Scotty. Definitely being back at the mountain.
Yeah, look, it's about getting them up to temperature. Once they're up to temperature, they're quite good until the fuel load burns off completely. At that point, that's when you start to encounter issues. So.
Yeah, I definitely remember you doing some laps, and yeah, like just the first lap was just so just it moved around so much, and then you'd just be all gripped up all of a sudden.
It has a fun mix of understeery and oversteery. And you just basically survive the first lap and then push on and try and have a race. Have a look at the back of that. Is that Dylan DeBono just in behind? It is, with a bent wing. So...
Oh,
that's
got a bit of a bent.
From DeBono. Yeah, that means that's going to be a car that's not driving anywhere near as quickly.
Well, Ray Oliver improved, then Cameron did it.
Yep.
Cam beat him. So
Tyre temp, tyre condition starting to burn off a little bit.
See, I was commentating F3s last night, and I think it's so different when you go from one car to the other. And with those cars, is push the car as hard as you can to get that downforce working and keep the tyre temp in it.
Ray Oliver's just locked up and slapped the barrier up at the cutting, which means that he has a ton of damage, which means he has to reset. And one thing you don't want to do is lose tyre temperature. And ladies and gentlemen, the pitfalls of a fixed setup are that if you lose tyre temperature or you have to tow back to the pits, you also rebuild that fuel volume. So these cars, because they are so small, they are so light, it means that fuel volume is a bigger percentage of the car's mass, which means you see bigger differentials in terms of lap time. It's one of the biggest factors about these cars. Light and heaps of downforce with a ton of power behind them. They're, what are they, F5000s, effectively?
Kind of.
The non-canoe version.
Yeah, the S5000s have the V8 in them, don't they? Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I think you're probably talking about the
well, okay.
S1000s.
I'm trying to say, you know, they're in the same sort of vein. I wasn't going for specifics here, Connor.
Yeah.
It's too early in the night for numbers.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're definitely right about that. But Yeah, they're kind of in the same category as everything. As we're on board with Andrew Cowan, which I was commentating with him last night. We could see actually a lot of people are on their purple sectors. Oh,
Now he shifted down to first, and the thing just spat itself sideways.
Yeah, that was a very average corner he's done there for the average sim racer. I've still got to give him a bit of a stick, you know. It's Cowie. We've got to give him a little.
It's commentary. It's commentary.
Yeah.
Your partner in crime.
Yeah.
Would you or would you not take any opportunity to give your teammates some shtick?
Yeah, I tell you what, in the 1-9 chat, we do give a bit of stick to each other. Sometimes we go a little bit too overboard. But yeah, definitely from the commentary standpoint, yeah, you definitely give some stick. But
well, it's just teammates of a different kind. Commentary.
Yeah, it is. It's the same kind of thing.
Anyway, Michael Cuttajar is going to jump to the top of the timing sheets by about 3/10. About 3/10.
He's only 3/10 off his practice lap. That's pretty impressive.
He's got more speed in him than that. He did a 56 last season. So I would say there's more in that practice lap.
Do you reckon the track usage might come up in this quali, or you don't think it will come up too much?
Not enough. Not enough to matter.
I thought that. I was like, maybe. But, well, we got 9, probably... How many?
Ray Oliver's just got back out of the pits with a fresh car, and he's just had a huge moment going across the top. Oh, that would be 2 cars in the fence in qualifying, and that's not something you want to build to in terms of confidence. Let's talk about the track and the nature of it. I mean, obviously we've got the V8 Supercars and the Bathurst 1000 there in the real world this weekend, but the track itself, no matter what format, what cars you take, it's just got this nature to it, and it's one of those tracks. I say it constantly, and I don't know how many people at home will understand, but it's a rhythm track. It has a rhythm to it. Can you describe what that is, Pixie?
The rhythm is like, it's like nothing else. I've done a few Bathurst 1000s, and you'll get to a point when you're in your stint, for instance, and it's just a rhythm. You know where your gear shifts are, you know where the rev limiter is. You'll smash the rev limiter, go down the gears, bang, bang, bang. And I don't think there's a word to describe the rhythm around this joint. When you get it right, it's the best feeling ever. And as we see Tyler Sheaf just, huge incident coming down the Forest Elbow. Had a bit of a wiggle. But yeah, it's just this rhythm that you'll until you get it right, it feels amazing. But you'll never be 100% around this joint. You're always 99%. You'll never be at that 100% of commitment, let's just say.
Yeah, it's risk versus reward, and there's a few guys that don't want to push that line.
It's the one guy that I've seen recently push the line and stay on that line is Matty Jones. He was incredible last night in the F3s. He was just remarkable what pace he had around here in the F3s last night. As we see one of them come across the line, and that is... Who's in the orange car? The whiskey car. Well, he's pulled up.
Fritz? Probably Daniel Fritz?
Daniel Fritz.
Yeah.
Fritz did last season, didn't he?
No, Daniel Fritz didn't do last season, the Radicals.
Where do I recognise that name?
TCRs.
TCR.
V8 Supercars, basically everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The Whiskey Runners entry, very popular. Michael Cuttajar is actually on an absolute flyer. He's coming down, I think.
Just saying that, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Huge
him on
fly.
screen at the moment.
Well, he might blow this time out of the park. Something.
I'd just like to point out,
56.
Dylan DeBono, who's so quick in a lot of different series and has a lot of pace, still yet to set a time.
Yeah, and his practice time was only a 2-minute flat, which is, hey, I'm not gonna downgrade him, but it's not the pace we saw in the TCRs last night. But see Michael coming around the corner.
Well, they are a new car. They're not something he's altogether comfortable in. I've talked to him about it a few times about coming to run in the Radicals, and it's just a car that he just doesn't feel at home with. And when you listen to Cowie talk about the car, he says, it's literally a V8 with just a ton of downforce slapped on it. You'd think that if there was any car that he'd feel comfortable in, it probably would be this.
Yeah, you'd think that. Like, he's done TCR, I'm not going to say, Tyler Sheaf just turned around the Forest Elbow again, causing one of the cars to hit at the wall. But, yeah, like, DeBono how he drives is just nothing like anything else. And but yeah, like these radical cars, they're just something different. That you can't jump from one car to the other. Like you can't go from TCR to a supercar. They're just a whole different breed, and these things, they don't even feel like a Formula 3. They feel like a, I don't know. It's like, I can't have words, to be honest. I mean, Cowley's pretty much bang on the money. He's like an F3 supercar TCR, maybe.
Oh, De Bono was just so committed going down through the
Yeah.
dipper. I was actually talking to our producer just behind the screens, Nathan Chippy Howard,
Yep.
about how to drive this place in this car combo yesterday. I said, you've got to turn in early at the dipper. So hopefully, if we can grab a car that's just about to go down there, who's the number 11 car? Will be Nathan Allen. No, just barely missed it. We'll grab the next car. It's probably in the 991 of Andrew Cowan's. Probably going to be our best bet as he comes up and across the top at the moment. So have a look at where you come down across the dipper, and this is so crucial because on the first lap, this is all really sketchy. You're trying to let the car brake. You don't want to end up in the fence. And Cowie's just barely turned in too late there, and it's an understeery feeling. And you're trying to pick up the throttle. You just want to have confidence on it, and there's just no room for it.
Look at the commitment. It's unbelievable.
This is Vernie, and Vernie will be on warm tyres and comfortable. He's still turning in too late. See how the car drifts wide on the exit of the dipper?
I saw that.
It's for those of you who haven't seen it, and admittedly, I've never been there in real life. I can't comment on that. But from the feedback that you get through a good quality wheel, it is heavily, heavily cambered. Heavily cambered. And if you miss that bowl section, anyone who's ever driven the Nürburgring, for example, any of the carousels at the Nürburgring. Yep, where you've got the drainage, or the drain ditches that were originally there for drainage and originally there for draining water off the track and the drivers took to them. It's exactly the same sort of feeling. You miss it and you just push wide. There's no grip in the car. I'm so patient on the throttle. But you nail it and you can just pick the throttle up the instant the car's turned in.
Yeah, I mean, what's another track? Yeah, I mean, Bathurst is probably the closest thing to Nürburgring because, I mean, for instance, in the supercar, that's the most experienced car I'm around here. I've won Bathurst twice.
Mate, can we get a 25-kilometer version of Bathurst? That would be fantastic.
Oh, it'd lovely, honestly. But you know, the commitment level's almost like Nürburgring. It's pretty much the same commitment level. If you're not committed, you're not going to drain the time. You just got to be, your time's going to be pretty dreadful, to be honest. You just got to commit. Session's
drawing to a close, and I just saw a locked brake at the Forest Elbow again, and I have a sneaking suspicion it was either the 16 of Cuttajar, or it was the 13 of Dylan DeBono. It was a black car, so I'm going to say it was Dylan DeBono, which means, he is struggling to find pace in that car. He just does not look comfortable.
He's got two purple sectors, though, so he's getting there. He's got still a bent wing.
Is that DeBono pulling back in again, which means he slapped the fence?
It's DeBono there. Sorry.
Okay, so was somebody else coming on the way in? Yep, so there's DeBono now coming through. And there is a couple of quick sectors in there, but the second half of the lap's not great. And that's the lap break I saw at Forest Elbow. Will jump to P5, so it's still good enough there. Remember, Scotty Callahan will start from the tail end of this field. Nathan Verney was the purple car that you saw there that looks somewhat similar. The last car out on track at the moment is Ray Oliver.
It's incredible when you look at it at the times. Michael's actually got a fair gap between P1 and P2. He's P2.
We did see that last season. Now I will say, Cuttajar is slower than he was last season.
Yeah.
So he's left some meat on the bone there.
Yeah, bit of a chicken wing. He's got more meat. Love a good chicken wing.
Bit of a snack pack. What do they call them? Burger boxes at KFC?
No. Oh, don't call it a snack pack. Oh, you New South Wales people. It's a meat box. Oh,
big shout out to everyone that's joining us out in Streamland as well. Critically for us, I would actually like to say hello first and foremost. B, what state are you from? And C, what do you call a little bit of what do they call it? The meat
that box.
Yeah, but what's the meat that goes into a kebab? What's
lamb? It's lamb.
Yeah, but what is the name for it? The term?
Donna's lamb. Chicken, I forgot what chicken is. beef. I think it's just a beef kebab. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, here's our grid. Scotty, you can go for this one. I've called him out too many times this week already.
You know what's a great time for your microphone to go out right before we start talking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so ladies and gentlemen, tell us where you're from, first and foremost, what state, what time zone, whether you've now moved across to daylight savings, and what do you call doner lamb kebab meat slapped on some chips with some sauce and cheese on the top? Do you call it a halal snatch pack, a HSP? Do you call it a meat box? What do you call it? There's different names. Connor and I were having this discussion the other night about what they're called nationwide. Connor, of course, hailing from the western states where the sun don't shine.
Never a bad thing, man. But we should probably call the leaderboard, Scotty.
Righto, off on your first pole position from your SR8 Radicals this time out. Michael Cuttager returns to his quick ways, puts it on pole position. Off along his outside, a quarter of a second back, it's Cameron Edwards for Send It Simports. Ray Oliver joins the league and jumps straight onto the second row. On Frog Leap Juice Racing entry, 4/10 of a second back, and then nearly a second out, Nathan Verney off of alongside of him. Dylan DeBono caps off the top of row number 3 alongside David Unger. Unger, a long way back. That row covered by only a few hundredths of a second. Van Dang, a new driver as well to the league, off of row position number 7, alongside Andrew Cowan, the returning average sim racer. Those two drivers, only 1,000th of a second separates them. Wayne Edwards and Daniel Fritz will round out its first top 10 of the season. Nathan Allen will ride up off of P number 11. Jamie Dyke is a pace car driver here for us this evening. Tyson McAvoy, the other one, and Scotty Callahan assuming his favourite starting position in these cars all the way down the back. You'll have Tyler Sheaf back there as well. I think we've got Bradley Mays in the server as well. Corey McFarlane is not. Yes, so Bradley Mays is starting from the back row alongside Tyler Sheaf. So those guys will be racing off the back row. It's a long way down to Hell Corner as the lights go out. Who will get the launch? Who will not spin tyres? And there is a puffs of smoke up and down the grid, and the outside of the second row gets a very poor launch. I think that might have been Dylan DeBono who got a poor getaway. And he will try and settle himself down on to turn number 1. So Unger's made 2 spots on the start. Great getaway. He's very quick off the start lines as Dave Unger. Andrew Cowan got a nice getaway. And have a look at Callahan cutting his way back through the field. Good run, though, through turn number 1 there, Connor.
It's an awesome run. Dave Unger just got a mega launch. He basically just jumped 2 of them, got around Hell Corner, and then was just pushing someone up the hill almost.
Yeah. And now Dylan DeBono's gone from not worrying about him, looking at potentially a podium into the first corner. He's now back down into P number 5, so he's dropped 2 spots straight away. Ray Oliver got a great start, settled himself straight into 3rd position and trying to attach himself. That's probably where you get a primary battle pack's going to form itself up early on. Cold size as they crest the top of the mountain for lap number 1 of a 45-minute affair. DeBono, big wiggle, will lose it across the crest at Skyline. Callahan goes straight on. The whole field goes straight on at Skyline.
Oh, you can see one of the lockdown.
That was Cowie, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, DeBono hit Cowie, then locked on lads. Turn around.
No, it's Verney. It's Nathan Verney who's racing backwards in the locked on lads entry. Great eye from Connor Nixon right there. Daniel Fritz will make a few spots up, and Tyler Sheaf continues to make contact with what is probably his least favourite wall on the track by this point. Yeah,
it looks like he's not much a fan, but Cowie under attack by DeBono in the background. Is he going to make the move? No, he's backed out. Or is he
committed? We need to get Tyler Sheaf a girlfriend if he keeps making out with that wall that way.
Yeah, I think we do. You could give him a hand with that, so we can see DeBono up the inside. He still hasn't committed to the move yet.
He's looking for the crisscross, a little bit deeper than Cowie around the outside. He's set up Cowie shallow. Now Callahan's buying into this piece as well. We might be 3 wide on the run down the main straight. Where's Callahan going to position? Backs out of it, goes to the outside. DeBono is going to go right around the outside at turn number 1, looking for the momentum as they come up Mountain Straight for the second time tonight, and Callahan's going to buy a ticket. What he thinks is the fast lane, jumps on the brakes, tries to get back out of it. Does DeBono balked Callahan just a little bit? They might go 3 wide up here. No, DeBono's trying to back out. I think he's fuel saving, you know.
Yeah, I think he might be too. It looks like Cowie got a good run out of there. Pressure's off now. So they're going to come back up the mountain now. This is probably the scariest part of the track when you got six to seven cars all up your tail. So we'll see Cowie coming across here. We've got DeBono on the back of Scotty again. Cowie's going to get a bit of a little gap here, which is what he wants, coming up to Skyline, Brock Skyline.
I think, actually, it wasn't necessarily DeBono trying to fuel save. I think he recognises that Callahan was actually behind him. And I think he wants to tag on.
Maybe. Wouldn't be a dumb idea. As he comes down with Cowie.
Mate, I've used that strategy to great effect. You're making me sound smart.
Yeah, I know, right?
You never want to tell me how smart I am.
Yeah, I know.
Idea.
So we see DeBono up the inside. Cowie's had a lock-up.
He's had a wiggle as well. Everyone on the 8 Kazard late down into Forest Elbow. Now Callahan's going to get the draft. Pins himself to the rear wing of the number 991 right ahead of him. An average sim racer. Well, we seem to say a little bit more than that. Callahan to the inside. Sets him up now as they come down. They'll go into the chase up and over the crest of the hill, still side by side. Cowie still on the inside. Will not surrender is Andrew Average Sim Racer Cowan. But now he will to Callahan, and DeBono wants a piece of the action as well. Cowie up and over the crest of the curve. Big old wiggle, big old check up. And Van Dang has managed to stay out of his rear bumper. They'll lose the draft to the cars out of it at this rate now. That's Daniel Fritz with contact with Wayne Edwards in the last corner as well. It's all setting off here.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, I know. It looks like we got Michael just pulling ahead from P1, from P2, but Dan's back here on the back of Cowie to break here like Scotty can't. But yeah, we got Cowie on. I tell you what, like, I'm not going to blow Cowie up or anything with pumping up his own tyres. He has improved in these cars and just genuine pace. He's been incredible.
One of the things is you set him at a track that he feels comfortable and confident at.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity to grow your skills in the car. And a track he loves driving as well.
Oh, well, he's just one of these V8 vets almost, we can call him. But he didn't have good luck at Bathurst last time we were around here. He ended up in the wall, so he's probably just trying to redeem himself. So, yeah, sitting in P7 now. So, not a bad effort from the average sim racer.
Michael Cuttajar leads the field away. Him and Cameron Edwards have now broken away a little bit, and Cameron will be using every opportunity that he can use sim draft to suck up along behind Michael Cuttajar. Familiar territory to Michael Cuttajar. We throw it back to the last race of the last season. He had gear shift failure issues. Could not get the car to come out of neutral and go into a gear coming out of the dipper. And I stole the lead from him purely on talent. That mechanical failure had nothing to do with it. I drove right around.
Yeah, that was all talent, Scotty. I've seen someone in the wall.
It would be Daniel Fritz again, who's still got that
Fritz.
damage to the right-hand end of his rear wing. Nathan Verney starting to cut his way back through the field after the moment on lap number 1.
Looks like.
I'm wondering whether or not Verney's taking the pit lane. He hasn't, so he stayed out. So he didn't get any damage from that lap 1 incident, which is a solo spin. Must have kept it out of the wall.
Looks like Ray Oliver's got a bit of rear wing damage, and Dave's actually hooking on the back of his car.
Well, I can actually tell you Nathan Allen, who is in that stripy rainbow-coloured paint directly on the screen at the moment, has a tiny, tiny little bit of rear diffuser damage. So Verney will be looking to get out and around him as soon as possible, because that will be hampering his straight line damage. Straight line speed, yeah.
But downforce too. That'd be downforce too, with the diffuser.
So, race control with that incident that we did actually just see between, well, it was Daniel Fritz, sorry, and Wayne Edwards has received a drive-through penalty from race control. So race control had another look at it, said that, yep, it was actually Edwards that was at fault in that one. I think the reason, Connor, they'd say that is probably because he wasn't going to pull up for the corner.
Yeah, I think you're on the money, Scotty. Yeah, the race control going to need to do what they need to do. So yeah, I think you're on the money.
Well, we're going to go back and potentially finally get an opportunity to review the lap 1 nonsense. It was Cowie wide at the crest of Skyline. Oh, sorry, my apologies. DeBono wide at the crest of Skyline and facing the wrong direction, including a side swipe on the inside. But this is what happened further down. It was Verney that was facing backwards. That's the melee going on in the rearview mirror. Verney gets down and around the dipper and just does not settle the rear of the car getting back to the power. And I'll tell you what, he just catches it.
he'd be gunting himself when he's just pulled away from DeBono and Cowie, and he's just lost it at the depot. Probably the worst spot you want to ever actually lose a car. So
he's done well to keep it on the inside though.
Yeah,
now
he
a bit of
well.
racetrack.
And these cars are kind of not the skinniest thing either. They're actually pretty wide for a car.
You think twice. They're really narrow. They're in between, say, a Formula car and a full car. They're not wide.
Yeah.
They're not skinny. They're narrower than a V8 supercar though.
Yeah, well, they're just thick with 3Cs, but yeah, I mean, watching F3s last night, they look huge on screen. But yeah, looks like we've got a good little battle here for P1 and P2.
This will just be these guys following on, just keeping an eye on what's going on down the road.
Yep.
John Cashin joins us over on the Facebook stream and says, good luck, Dave Unger. Harry Dodds with a big old nice save carry.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to everyone watching on all three forms of broadcast. Big shout out to DSL Welding Services as well, Dragon RC. Racecraft Simulation, big shout out to them. They've been huge in the last couple of weeks preparing for some events down in Melbourne that'll be taking part this weekend. Toyo Sim. Don't forget the Academy, the Junior Academy. If you've got a child between the ages of 13 and 17, Cameron Edwards has just brushed the inside barrier. And have a look at that left front fender. Does not look like the right one on the right.
Well, talking about racecraft while we're sitting here, Scotty, they're actually hosting a Bathurst 1000 this weekend too on Saturday. So racecraft are full of events, and definitely hit them up. Yeah.
Foolish ideas. Who would want to drive a V8 supercar around the mountain for 1,000?
No idea.
No one would want to do that. None.
No, not a name called Pixie at all. He wouldn't want to do that. No. Hasn't won it twice. Cough, cough, wink, wink. But yeah, no, definitely hit racecraft up. But yeah, thanks for all them sponsors.
Yeah, shout out to John and the team over in Western Australia.
Yeah.
Your side of the... I can't say pond because the country's not a pond. Well, I mean, Sydney's a pond at the moment.
WA is a country now, if you knew that, Scotty. They're officially a country.
Get out. Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, done.
How many times have we commentated together and you're already, I think, banned from the commentary booth? What, we up 7?
I reckon we're up to 20 at this point.
Okay, get out.
Yep.
Race control, can you penalise Connor Pixie Nixon from the commentary booth? Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Tyson would love that too.
Yeah, he would. He would dive right on that.
Yeah, he would.
Keeping your eyes on the battle packs going on up and down the field. Can we please grab an interval, Mr. Shibby Howard? He is still on qualifying mode. He always does this to us. Just complains and says that it's our problem.
Yeah.
We've got to tell him to move it over. Chibi, you're welcome to respond to us in our heads anytime you like. You know, you don't have to take this.
He's probably got a bat under the desk, as we all know, Scotty.
He's polishing his samurai sword sitting there right now.
Yeah.
Any night broadcasting with Rank and he's sitting there with a sword in hand, ready. Just wait till I'm here. Just wait till I'm here.
Yeah. I'll just from Queensland to WA, I'm sure you could ship something. Yeah.
Well, that's why they call him Shibby. It's actually not Shibby. It's Shipby.
Yeah,
You
Shipby.
ship you something in the mail. DSL Welding Services replay. Something's going on here. Nathan Ellis. Is that a slow car? No, he's full speed.
Nah.
Way, here we go. Well, the
What an
drift
awesome
angle was
shot.
good until about now.
I'm gonna give that about a 10 before he lost the car.
Yeah, it looked good. Yeah, the little
Yeah, it
lock, the
did
counter
look
lock was good.
Yeah.
You just had to pick up the throttle again. Fastest lap of the race for Cameron Edwards with a little bit of damage. So I'm going to go ahead and say that damage on the left-hand front, that might be a graphical error. That may not actually exist for Cameron.
Maybe.
Although it does help when you're sitting under the rear wing of the race leader.
Yeah, it does.
Daniel
Maybe
Fritz has done a trip through pit lane because that's a repaired car.
maybe the camera on Cameron Edwards gives him an extra bit of downforce maybe around the corners. That's probably what it's helping.
Oh, Fritzy!
Oh.
Fritzy! He's pulled it up. He's done well.
Oh. Fritzy's given me too many heart attacks already. All different series, but yeah, he pulled it up. Well, on to him.
He did not have a good night last night at the TCR.
Yeah. I don't think he wants us to talk about that. That's for sure.
How were the accidents on the broadcast? Because there was one I got to watch Greg Johnson lose it going down into the final corner at Oran Park last night. And he had no control of that car. And I could tell it was going to be a big one from the moment I saw him touch grass.
Oh, well, did you see Christopher Blakely's crash? I think that's probably the biggest one of the night.
No. I didn't think you'd bring that up. Because, you being teammates with him and all, I thought you'd be trying to cover for him. Under the bus?
Yeah, pretty much. And what do you call it? He wasn't happy, that's for sure. He was, being definitely a newcomer and just doing well for the first race. He was not happy that slightly got tapped and that was it. But, hey, that's racing. What do you do about it? He's put some photos up on his Facebook and put a sad emoji and that was it. Car looked sad, so...
Disappointment emoji, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you gotta poke the bear, you know.
You can't let him carry on with it. How's the drive from Bradley Mays at the moment, actually?
Amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
He's done really well.
The next thing you know, you're going to be making a corn pun.
Yeah.
Maze, corn, maize.
Yep. I got that. Yep.
you would, being from Western Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, there's sand gropers. That's a name we've always been called. So yep.
I thought there was a bunch of cornfields out over there. Am I wrong?
No, there's actually none. It's quite funny. Yeah. It's just
SRW, ladies and gentlemen, the place that you come to learn about the farming in Western Australia.
Rattlegun and Pixie's facts at WA. It's amazing. we should just do a podcast on Thursday night and Monday night.
Well, we've got 2 tracks in Victoria.
Mm.
We've got what? 2 tracks in New South Wales. Where's Winton? Where is Winton?
Winton's in Melbourne.
So 3 tracks in Victoria. So
yep.
It'll be Pixie's facts about everywhere that's not New South Wales and Victoria.
Well, Perth's actually got 2 tracks. No, including go-kart tracks, we've probably got about 8.
Who doesn't? Go-kart tracks breed like rabbits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's actually one in, there's a really good track in Belmont, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's an open track. It's absolutely incredible. If anyone's in WA, go and check it out.
More importantly, if you're in WA, go and say hello to John and Lee from Racecar Simulations. Tell you that Rattlegun Rankin and Pixie Nixon sent you from SRW. That will probably not get a single response. But hey,
yeah, well, you know, you got to try something, get a bit of a discount, you know.
Which reminds me, I saw a little bit of the best guerrilla marketing I've ever seen actually the other day. Yep. And Shibby sent it to me. Our producer sent it to me.
Yeah.
You've got to go check this out. So I jumped over to the Right Sim Racing. You would know the Right Sim Racing boys, yes?
I'm going to say yes, but I don't. Yeah.
Okay, you'll need to tune into your Monday Night Truck League to find out more about them.
Oh, the stories and stuff?
Yes, that's the guys. Yes. Yep.
Yep.
So there's a post of like, this guy is really good at marketing, loves to talk about different things, much like Scott Rankin, and compared me to Lee Holdsworth.
Oh!
And they've got videos of Lee Holdsworth marketing things. And I was like, it's time for a duet. Me and Lee Holdsworth. Get rid of Pixie Nixon. I want Lee Holdsworth in the comments.
Yeah. Well, it's quite funny talking about marketing, and John Lee's probably loving this, but we've got this group chat of just WA sim races. Anyway, I've done this group chat, and we've just started chewing the fat anyway, and John Lee joins the chat, and he started to post about racecraft and all the stuff. He's like, this is the next event we've got. And I tell you what, John Lee is the best salesman I've ever met. Like, we've just got a group chat, and he's just starting to post stuff about what's going on at racecraft. And I've always messaged him, went, John, this is a group chat, not a salesman chat.
To be fair, so
John's great at his job, but
I think this is the first time I've actually mentioned it on. Tyler Sheaf's just let Dave Unger by. I think locked a lot of brakes, and Dave Unger's done a great job getting through there. Something I will say is that I've actually known John longer than I've been on iRacing. I've actually known him since I used to race with him around Bathurst in the GT3 McLaren on Project Cars 2. I want to say.
Oh wow, that's John. Would John have hair at that point?
I've no idea he had anything to do with race car simulation. Him and I
Wow.
used to sit there and talk. He just used to teach me a whole bunch of things. He taught me how to drive Bathurst.
Yeah, wow. That's
So-
it. Yeah, wow. Yeah, John knows his stuff. Like, I remember driving F3s with him for a series, the F3A. Awesome league. But yeah, and we did a series together, and yeah, it was good fun. And
Ooh, hang on. We got a car backwards down onto the Dunlop Bridge. Number 8, I think it's Tyler Sheaf. I believe it would be Tyler Sheaf. And the DSL Welding Services replay will have all the details for us.
oh,
He's done the Cowie, but with less grass.
yeah. Oh, you just hate to see it, don't you? That's
That
a
is-
expensive crash.
Some heavy front-to-wall contact right there. I dare say he actually might be out of fast repair, so he's got to drive with that car to the end of the race.
Yeah, he's actually on track on Mountain Straight, and yeah, his car's very damaged near Bradley.
Oh, there's an incident, and I think it's in Griffin's Bend, and I think it might include Sheaf. Okay, something else is going on. Something to do with Cameron Edwards. That is...
Oh, it's not Tyler Sheaf,
That's
it's
not
Nathan.
Tyler Sheaf. That's Michael Cottager and Cameron Edwards. Safety car boards and flags have just been deployed. And Tyler Sheaf is off at the cutting.
Actually, I'm just having a look at it now, guys. Nathan has actually lost it himself.
So down the
Yeah,
inside
wow.
of Dylan DeBono. So this is actually teammates racing each
Yeah.
other. So he gets the move done. DeBono's fuel saving. And Alan
Wow.
just gets a wiggle on, catches the wall on the inside all of his own.
Now that was really odd. That was incredibly odd. I think he might have fuel saved, let the clutch out.
He's had another incident. No, yes.
Oh wow. Just see that, 3 cars. Yeah, wow.
All stacked up. Michael Cottager has just gone past the pit lane entry, so he will miss out on a free stop. Cameron Edwards has got his way in.
Jamie Dyke in the safety car. Good to see Mr. Dykey in the car. Probably shouldn't be in one of these cars. He probably should be on track, but you know.
So, unfortunately, this was a mistake. So this was actually a mistake. So what's happened is we have the McLaren GT4 car, the 570S, as a safety car in SRW. Unfortunately, the BMW GT3 car was selected for it tonight. So just a server mishap, setup mishap. So no one had a livery prepared for the safety car.
It looks
So
like
there's
they've
the
just popped safety car on it.
Yep, they've just got something out there.
But we'll
So
still
Nathan
call
Allen.
it the promo department.
Toe back to
Safety
pit
car.
lane, and he will be put to the tail end of the field as Tyler Sheafs now gets by. And critically, I think Cameron Edwards will be the first driver who will have completed his pit stop. So just shy of the halfway mark, Edwards has come down and grabbed a fresh tank of gas, and we'll get the opportunity to tighten it up. He's potentially the leader on fuel.
Yeah. He would be, yeah.
Vernie's in the lane at the moment as well. Safety car at the moment is just about to come across Skyline. It's just coming across Skyline at this point in time. So this is the car still trying to catch the pack.
Be good to see GTs on front. So yeah, it's kind of roaring me up seeing that GT. Should be good on Friday night. If a bit of information about that on SRW's website.
Still, entry's still open, although it's been one of the more popular series. How good were the numbers last night in TCR? That went
awesome.
off.
That was awesome. It
That was too many cars for that track, but that was amazing.
Yeah, I was talking to Cowie off stream and I said that track was a little bit too small. They probably should have done the big track, but hey, it was awesome to watch. Especially like I was saying about DeBono and Christopher Bleakley and who else was there? Jake Edwards. He was really good. Riley Jones. Like all of them are just top-notch guys, and yeah, it was good to see him out on track and giving a good hot crack. But yeah, Wednesday nights, come do TCRs with all
Well,
the boys.
I don't know if there's much room left in the TCR league, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it, like 25, 28 cars?
There was 21 last night. No,
Okay, 21 was
Yeah.
probably a little bit too much for that track. But
Yeah.
I think that's just track size dependent. But the
sheesh.
best thing that I noticed was that there was a good spread of drivers.
Yeah, there was.
Took the packs that we had last season. We sort of had one big pack in the middle of pack.
Yep.
And then
But a 6-car for
there was
top pack.
Yeah, well, last season there was sort of 2 or 3 at the front, and then sort of everyone else was all in just one big clump. Whereas last night it looked like there was just a whole bunch of groups of 4 or 5 cars together.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like the middle pack would catch up to, as we can see someone pinning one of the
Bradley Mays. It is Bradley Mays. Yeah.
I thought he would actually stay out, but it might be an intelligent move to go into the pit. So,
well, I mean, if he's missed it the first time by, and
because they've already pitted. That's right. Yep.
So Cameron Edwards is pit, and he will resume the race from P4 in the queue. Ray Oliver and David Unger both elected to stay out, so they've gone for track position here. Whereas Cameron Edwards has come down and gone. I potentially could have grabbed his fast repair actually, which is, if it was hampering him in terms of lap speed, look out now.
It yeah, I don't know if staying out's a good idea, to be honest, because if they need a pit, well, you'd want to do it now. Free pit stop.
They may be able to save enough to get home.
Maybe. I mean, 2 laps of fuel. If that's all they need, well,
that's enough.
Yeah. Looks like Michael's car's a bit damaged at the front. Front right.
Cameron Edwards? Was that the same spot that we saw from earlier?
No, that's not Cameron. No. P1. Michael.
Cottager, interesting.
Yeah.
Are you looking at Ray Oliver?
No.
I thought Ray Oliver had a small crease. Okay.
On the left? Yeah, I think it's on the left. Sorry.
This will be a good shot. This will tell us a lot right here. No, he looks fine. He looks fine. So might be Cameron Edwards, because there was a car with a bent rear wing I just saw go up there. Ray Oliver's got damage. Yeah, Ray Oliver's definitely got left side damage.
The first one behind the safety car. That's the one I'm talking. Yeah.
How about that bent wing from Ray Oliver though? Yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Damn. I hate saying that.
It's good to be right sometimes.
I'm a married man, mate. Hate not saying I'm right is the thing I strive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah.
You're probably never right, Scotty. Happy wife, happy life, mate.
Yes. I say it far too often for my own liking.
Oh, yep. And do you have a good life, Scotty?
The one thing keeping my ego in check is saying you're right to my wife.
Yeah, yep. And she will always be right, Scotty. Never forget that. So one day I'll be married, which the safety car's just pulled off.
My condolences to whoever that woman may be, or man, to whoever that person may be.
Yeah, that man's gonna be in a box. Yeah. Good luck to him.
Scott Callahan actually pinned on lap 5. I would say that's for a fast repair. So he should now be fueled to the end of the race. So the other thing is, Callahan would stay out until that pit lane window stayed open. Now, if he only needed 5 laps of fuel, that's some saving to do, but the front pack may be able to do it.
5 laps. Well, they've done 12, so yeah, they should have. They'll have enough to get to the end. So yeah, I don't know.
Pack's starting to bunch up now. I think Van Dang's got some damage there as well. Or it might be Callahan. No, it is Van Dang. Van Dang's got wing damage on the left-hand side of his car to that rear wing as well. So there's a few creased rear wings. Now, they can speed up. Whoa, somebody on the brakes very hard at the back end of the pack there as well. Van Dang's going to file into pit lane as soon as we go green here.
Wow. That's
so he is going to come down, maybe to grab that fast repair, potentially grab a splash of fuel, but will escort himself out of the melee.
Michael's got a good little jump there. We got Ray Oliver right behind him. going up to the mountain straight now. So then we got Dave behind Ray.
Yeah, good jump from Ray, good jump from Michael Cutter. The view from the rear wing of Dave Unger, the freshly pitted Cam Edwards with a whole huge turn of speed. Now he gets a huge draft up, opts to stick in behind just this time. Saves a little bit of gas. That's the view from the Wash Me entry of Scotty Callahan. That car needs a clean desperately. Has had the same livery for far too long now. And in behind him will be Dylan DeBono, now being promoted to P number 6. Crawling all over the rear bumper. Do you know who you're messing with, DeBono? The series champion, defending series champion, Scotty Callahan. 3 seasons in a row. 3 seasons this league has been run. Callahan yet to be defeated for the title. Will this season be the one that DeBono starts to crawl all over the rear bumper? And have a look at the wiggling further back in the pack. Everyone having a crack at it.
Just another Scotty up the field.
Mate, I don't hold claim to being the fastest, Scotty. I just claim to having a fast name.
Carrie was telling me some stuff that you were pretty quick in the TCRs, and he was giving me a bit of stick last night.
Well, look, I was quick. The pace was there. I actually set the second fastest lap of both races, I think.
Yeah, he was given more than stick last night. So
I'm quick in the TCR. Consistency was a different story. You leave me alone.
Oh.
Down the inside, Dylan DeBono's got a huge draft. He'll look to go to the inside. Callahan deep. Callahan has run wide. DeBono scoops up 2.
Huge move. Absolutely huge move. So he's going to slot in behind. Still
Cam Edwards.
Cam. Yeah, wow. Awesome move by DeBono.
And Dylan DeBono's also pit under that caution period as well. So Cam Edwards and DeBono are the lead 2 cars who we know are fuel good. And look at them. They're right on the leaders. And Cowan's got through on Callahan as well.
Cowie's almost turning into Mr. Consistent at this point.
Well, we'll see about that. Long way to go yet. Don't get too high on him. Edwards now having to defend from Dylan DeBono. Got a great run up mountain straight. Now they're going to look to go too wide into the cutting. DeBono will back out, settle himself back down. David Unger is forced to just watch. But it's going to be great racing ahead of him for Dave Unger. Callahan's managed to squeeze by Cowan. Now he'll turn his sights back onto that lead pack that he was deep within at the start of the last lap. Now he's going to try and find himself back on the back there. Promo department safety car has now cleared itself from the circuit, and the racing's been thick and fast ever since.
Well, Michael's just got a bit of a gap here now. Oh, so we see Ray Oliver have a bit of a wiggle down Forest Elbow.
Now we'll see if he can settle it back on. Has he dropped the drafts? He's just about dropped him as Michael Cutter.
Yeah. But I remember from the F3s last night, the draft is huge, but I don't think it's as big as in the Radicals tonight, but it's still there. So we've got Dave on the back of DeBono. So he's going to try and... doesn't have much slipstream. He's going to... No, he's not going to make the move. I thought he was going to make a last minute move.
hasn't pit, so is he actually lifting out of the throttle there to try and save some fuel?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he's dropped back. Oh,
Van Dang. He came to pit lane, and I think it might have been to take a fast repair. Well, if he didn't take it then, he's going to need it right now. Oh, that is a sore sight. That is not something you want to see. That was such a curious move from Van Dang.
It was. You actually see Nathan in the pits. I don't know what happened. He had that massive incident.
He did, yeah, and I wonder whether or not he was out of fast repair. So
yeah, definitely out of the race. But as we see Nathan going back up the hill, awesome sight. Look at those shots of the cars. What an awesome shot by old Shibby in the background.
There goes Cowan looking to defend from the 2 guys in behind him. Nathan Verney's still on that recovery mission after a huge spin on lap number 1. Has now completed his pit stop as Verney under that caution period. He's got to try and get past Daniel Fritz though, and then immediately after Fritz, he has got Cowan to get by on as well. And I'll tell you one thing about Nathan Verney. It's a very smart driver in terms of fuel strategy. prides himself on being one of the cleanest drivers you will drive around as well. I don't think I've ever seen him cause an incident, ever.
Well, as we got Cam and DeBono having a good old crack for P3, as we see DeBono have a bit of a lock-up. Oh, he's just scraped the wall on the exit.
Andrew Cowan's in the fence as well, so we'll throw our eyes back forward as Cowan's now drops back down to 10th, and that's the wall again for Cowie. Now we'll look further forward. Daniel Fritz, sorry, and Nathan Verney. Verney's going to try and get the run, which will turn into the inside of the chase, and he's just going to give it to him as Fritz. He does not want to fight that one. DeBono's now right underneath that rear wing of Cameron Edwards. Dunga's coming back at him, and Callahan's in this fight too. It's a four-way fight. Katajar has sailed.
DeBono's got to make him. No, he's just having a look where the apex is.
He's just letting him know that he's there. Filling those rear view mirrors. Into the left-hand side mirror of that car right now, if you're Cameron Edwards, it's filled with the black Batman livery. It's dark as night and there ain't no markings on it. That's why it's called the Batman livery.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see that livery in your mirror. But I was talking about the slipstream. Like, it's not as strong as the F3s, which would be great for Cameron right now. But yeah, awesome shot by Dave. Now Scotty's on the back of Dave here, so Scott's got to probably just sit back here and go, hey boys, I'm just going to sit here, wait for you to have a bit of a wiggle or something, and he's just going to move by. But yeah, awesome little battle, and we've got about 10 minutes to go on the clock.
Well, Ray Oliver's gone now with Michael Katajar. He's managed to actually pick that draft back down, and he's in the range of it again. So Katajar may have gone, but now he's got a dancing partner that's trying to range up back on him again. Both of those guys still yet to pit if they have to pit. And I don't quite know if they've saved enough fuel though.
Looks like just looking there, DeBono and Cameron just absolutely dominating on the top of the hill. And it looks like Dave and Scotty are just good through the bottom half, but just looks like Cam and
DeBono very wide at Forest Elbow, sets himself back a long way now. This is a huge opportunity for Unger, and Callahan has a slow Forest Elbow as well.
I think he might be low on fuel there. Oh, he's backed off massively. I think he's got trouble there, Scotty.
Yeah, he'll set himself up again.
Yeah.
This is Ray Oliver and Michael Katajar for the race lead, mind you. This one continues to close itself down.
Yeah, Ray's definitely caught him back up.
Oh, there's such a sick-sounding car.
Yeah, sound like an angry motorcycle.
Two angry motorcycles slapped together. Cameron Edwards just had a big old wiggle going into Murray's corner. And DeBono might have a crack. He's right there.
Oh, DeBono's almost pushing him to hell corner. Now, is he going to push him back up the straight?
Well, now they'll round the corner and onto Mountain Straight. Callahan's still falling back. David Unger's closed right up on these two as well, so he'll get the double drop. The momentum, it's starting to build from DeBono. Cameron Edwards parks it in the middle of the track, says she'll have to be brave. And guess who thinks he is brave here tonight? It's Dylan DeBono. Backs out of it, though. Not quite enough room there and not far enough up. And now that's going to provide an opportunity for Dave Unger to sneak in here. 10 minutes on the in-game clock. Actually, it's down to more like 9. We are running out of time in the SR8 Radicals round number 1 of this season. Still open to all entries, mind you, from the mountain. And if you don't like the mountain, well, good news. There's only one more time I'll return to it for the season. So now might be the time to get your registration in. SRW, simracingworld.com.au. Sign up for everything.
DeBono's just had a look there. Sorry, Scotty, but...
Across the top? Are you mental?
Dude's insane.
I mean, yes, he is. Very wide there, actually, from Cameron Edwards. So he is pushing that car to stay ahead. And that gap from Oliver to Michael Katajar's come down again.
We've got a 4-car. Now, Scott's came back onto the back of Dave now. Look at this. Oh, Cowan's got an incident.
Cowan's got more damage, Knight. We said he was doing well. Commentator's curse kicks in on the commentator.
Yep. Oh.
Now they're going to go side by side down into the chase. This is going to be hectic for Callahan and Unger. They've been going at it now for 3 seasons. Have both drivers been lining up on the grid, and they will continue to fight it out. Down into the chase. Unger has to pull it up short. The move done by Scotty Callahan. Not often you see it go around the outside of the chase. Now the lights will set themselves on towards Dylan DeBono. A new entry of the league. How's he going to adjust? How's he going to figure out this new character?
But yeah, back to the battle with DeBono and Cameron. So back up the mountain straight again, but it looks like they're just going to the same gate every time they go up the top of the mountain. DeBono will get him on the top, then you'll get like Cameron will get him through Skyline, then DeBono will get him on the back on the straight. Like it's cat and dog at this point.
Here comes the fake out yet again. He's still filling that mirror, and something else to be aware of, Ray Oliver has massively dropped off the rear bumper of Michael Cottager. So he was within half a second when we come off Forest Elbow last lap. Somewhere down the bottom of the mountain, he's lost a full second to Cottager.
Oh, DeBono's so close to that wall every time. He's just committing every time he goes up through under the tree.
Well, this is his first time running this car at low fuel, because they will be at the low fuel point this time. And the car behavior changes. He gets the nose down in there.
Having a fake every time he gets the chance.
Look at the commitment down over the curbs. Into the dipper one more time. They'll try and pick up the throttle.
Where's
he going to do it? Where's he going to get this move done, Pixie?
Oh,
now Cameron Edwards has a wiggle. Now DeBono. He has to lift off at Forest Elbow.
DeBono was so close to that wall. He's probably mills off that wall. I think he might get down in the chase if he gets a good run off Forest Elbow. That's where you want to put it.
The chase? Is that where you think he can get it done? He's close. He is really coming. He gets to the inside. The first time Dylan DeBono might have a chance. Cameron Edwards squeezes him onto the curbing. DeBono's got the nose ahead. Here comes Edwards. Has he outbraked himself? He has a big old wiggle trying to pick up the power. Back through the flip-flop. Still not there. Still not done. The battle continues.
I told you, Scotty. I told you. But,
Cottager does not have enough fuel. Michael Cottager has refused a pit stop at the caution and pits.
Scotty's got him up the inside. Very close to
now fighting back with Scotty Callahan. Callahan trying to get the job done. DeBono will not be taken lying down. Cameron Edwards has used the opportunity to crawl out just a little bit. DeBono had a huge moment actually coming out of Murray's.
Yeah, he had a massive moment. Huge moment, but
now Callahan to the inside and DeBono. DeBono will squeeze him. DeBono runs it wide. DeBono's in the wall. He's lost it now. Callahan gets the job done. DeBono stuck it around the outside. Ran out of grip.
He's got a heap of left-hand side damage. Oh! Who's that? Is that Dave?
That was Dave Hunger in the fence.
Oh, no. So you got to be a safety car.
We're in the last 5 minutes. He can't flick spin it. He can't flick spin it either, Dave Unger. He's in such a compromised location.
Only 3 minutes to go till Barney puts the white flag out.
Oh, he's done it on his own. I thought DeBono might have had something to do with it.
Oh, that car's going to definitely have some damage. DeBono's look like he's struggling too. He's locked the wheel up about twice in this lap.
That's a lot of damage he's trying to deal with, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I tell you what, I reckon Callahan might be fuel saving as well. Remember how we said he pit on lap 5? Might not have enough to make it home. Ray Oliver might win this thing, you know. He is 5 seconds down the road. 5. Count them.
Yep.
And Calvin's had a moment as well, and that'll be a request to tow. Yep. You can request a tow. It'll just immediately be granted. There'll be no waiting for a safety car in the last 5 minutes. Ray Oliver's in the pits. So pitting under the safety car was the right call. Oliver only goes 1 lap further than Cottager.
So DeBono pitted, didn't he?
Yep. Everyone that's still out there has pit. The last 2 to pit were Cottager and Ray Oliver.
Yeah, so they'll gain from this massively. As we see, Scott's just put the car up the inside. Doesn't make the move stick, but just looks like these guys just want to fake everything. But it's good to watch on the stream, that's for sure.
One of the big things that Scotty Callahan's been a huge proponent of is starting from the rear of the field and working your way through. And one thing that it does teach us you is A, respect and B, racecraft. You cannot get moves done at a ton of tracks without knowing how to set them up sometimes. You know, because I know you pulled this one a lot yourself. Daniel Fritz has just gone sideways as well. So Fritz has lost control of his car. But sometimes you do have to force that mistake.
I reckon these 3 will make it. If DeBono can hold on and just keep that P3, he's got this. All 3 of them.
Well, he's 10 seconds down the road from Nathan Verney, who's starting to buy his way back into the picture.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, big lock up. Big lock up from Scott there. So Cameron will have a bit of a gap here, so Scott can't put a move on.
How's the drive from Bradley Mays? 11 spots gained.
It's awesome.
11 spots.
Awesome. Oh, he pitted when we went green too, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was only Van Dang.
Oh, it was too, Van Dang.
Bradley Mays pit under the first lap of the caution. He was one of the first to peel off.
That's right. That's right. Even Nathan's doing all right.
No, the other Nathan. The one that's
the other one.
Talent.
Shibby.
The one that's driving around in circles on the track.
Yes, we know that, Shibby.
Love you, Shibby. Everyone say love you, Shibby, out there in the chat. Let him know. Because everything 100%. That happens SRW, all of the stuff that you see on the screen, that man right there, Nathan Shibby Howard. No, not that one you're looking at. You can't actually. You know what? He's behind the scenes. You can't see him. Forget he's there.
Yep. Oh, who's that? Just getting out of the way there. Bang Dang getting out of the way. He's going to be gutted about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I keep saying it, but that's racing, isn't it? You just got to have the right calls and just not Van Dang's night tonight.
It's Van Dang.
Oh, is it?
That was a bad joke. I retract that joke. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Cameron Edwards has still got this race by the horns at the moment, but does he have enough fuel? Well, we're pretty sure so. How good is the driving from DeBona?
Oh, it's awesome. If this is his proper first go, this is a good one. Good drive from him. He's got damage, which will... He won't like that, because he's probably one of these guys where it's like, he'll probably think about what he could have done better, but... Yeah, he's just got a bit of damage, but P3, that's more than acceptable for 45 minutes. As we see Michael getting around, pretty sure.
That's Michael Cuttajar. Yeah, Daniel Fritz is defending for Michael Cuttajar and Ray Oliver. So this was the two cars that were leading the race. Cuttajar's banked up now in behind Fritz, looking for a toe. He's going to get to the inside. Now it's going to be Oliver that will get the toe back. Oliver will lift out. What's Fritz going to do as they go down into the chase? Is Fritz going to dip out on this one? Well, he kind of can't. He's boxed in there. Oliver will need to get by if he wants to continue fighting on with Cuttajar. Oh, Fritz just barely pulls it up.
DeBono's around.
Oh, no.
DeBono's around.
On the run back up Mount Straight.
Oh, Dave's got him.
Through. No, that's Dave. Dave Unger's a lap down. He had a tyre, remember?
Oh, no, that's Nathan.
No, it's not Nathan. You're right. It was Dave Unger. But Unger's a lap down.
Oh, no.
Just unstuck. No weight in the rear. You've got to be really,
too much
really light with another rear bump on that car as well. That rear diffuser is copping a whacking tonight. As the fuel burns out, the rear of the car just flicks around on you.
Yeah, right.
You know the feeling, Connor. The same feeling as the Indy cars got actually as the fuel burns out.
Oh, okay. I've got experience in those things. Oh, just went around. Yeah, he's not going to be loving life at this point. Still in P3 though, so...
Still got it, but this time it's only 3.5 seconds now that he's up the road from Nathan Verney. And Nathan Verney, who was backwards watching the field trundle by at the dipper on the first lap, is in with a shot at a podium.
Yeah, he is.
We'll get white flag this time.
Oh, Demonis just had a huge incident coming out of the dipper. He's just had a huge wobble.
He's just trying to hang on to it.
Yeah, he is.
I think we're on the run to home. I think we are on the last lap of the race.
Oh, I think you're right about that.
Which
20
means
minutes
this
over
is
the time.
all the marbles. 171 is down into the chase at the moment. The battle for the lead is on because Callahan is trying to get down there and trying to get under the back of him and trying to make it count. They might have one more lap. We don't have a white flag. No, that is. It's checkered flag. So this is it. Cameron Edwards, not able to make it onto the podium last season, makes his way to the top step for the first round of the next season, and Callahan is out of fuel!
Yeah, he's out of fuel! No. He's out of fuel!
He's out of fuel! He's on the starter motor! He's trying to get this thing across the line!
Oh, he hasn't got across! Who's Demona's in
Wait.
second, and Nathan's in third. No
Wait. No. Surely Callahan.
Yeah, Callahan didn't make it home. Oh no! So we got DeBono in second, then we got Nathan in third. What a finish! No! That's the worst thing that could happen to Scott. DeBono's gonna be loving life. He's not gonna be hating life now. He's gonna be loving it. Oh no! All down to
That
fuel.
was. Missed it by that much.
Probably a litre and a half. That's all it was, I reckon. Maybe less.
He drained every last drop he could out of those two engines. The motorcycle gearbox slap between the middle of them, that sequential shifter, and all of the wings and aero devices you can slap on a car, and it was not enough to get Scott Callahan over the line. I was surely had enough, because he was right there with Cameron Edwards the whole way down Mountain Straight. There was no one on the back of him.
Yeah.
Why was he pushing?
Oh. So DeBono's in second and Nathan's in third, and Nathan was sitting backwards at the dipper.
On the first lap, yep.
Yeah. Wow, what an amazing drive by him. Definitely get those guys in the podium. I think all three of them had deserved it. Wow. What a race.
What a drive from Cameron Edwards.
Oh,
he was
awesome
there and
drive.
thereabouts a whole bunch of the races last season. Never quite cracked it.
DeBono's always the first one in the green room. But wow. That I've got no words. Well done to all of them, I guess. It's just that's racing for you.
Timely safety car restarts at the mountain.
Yep.
And Michael Cuttajar will be looking at that and going, what could have been? One more lap on the safety car. Scott Callahan would have made it for sure, 100%.
Yep.
Cuttajar and Oliver would have been in with a sniff.
Well, we went around for 2 laps for one of the safety cars. Then I think it was only 1 lap with the second one. Pretty sure. But yeah, wow. That's yeah, Scott's already out of the servo. He's not happy.
Cameron Edwards, he's going to get the opportunity to light it up here. Celebrate.
Actually, don't have...
Bono, Nathan Verney will be off alongside of him. Verney will be celebrating. That's one of his first podiums for a very long time for Nathan Verney, and what a driver it was. In fact, we'll talk to him first. Well, we've just finished singing his praises, and here he is in the podium room. Backwards on the first lap, Nathan Verney, to P3.
Yeah, got a bit of help there, I think. With some people ahead, but yeah, it worked out well. Kept it off the wall relatively.
I mean, you've got to keep yourself in the right place at the right time, and I think that was, albeit because you spun on the first lap, right place, right time. Sometimes it just sums up your night, doesn't it? Yeah,
that's right. I was just throwing a bit that, Dylan went a bit sketchy ahead of me, and I had to go straight through at the S's there down the hill, but it distracted me, and then I downshifted too much and had a spin, but yeah, just lucky I didn't hit anyone or the wall and got away with it. It's landed on my feet.
It's rhythm, it's consistency, it's turning lap after lap after lap at the mountain. And I suppose when you look at the drivers that are in and around you and the drivers that are certainly ahead of you, here, Dylan DeBono, fresh to the series, fresh to the cars, it's that behaviour as the stint comes back to the tail end of the fuel margin. It's such a difficult car to drive late on the fuel. The behaviour just changes so aggressively with about 5 to go.
Yeah, it definitely does. I've probably had a little bit more fuel than some others, so it was pretty well controlled with me, I think. I don't know. I think I was doing some slower laps, so I just have to look and see if I had any damage on the back. But I'm a bit cautious down, especially Forest Elbow. So not the quickest, but yeah, if you don't hit the wall, it comes out all right.
Obviously set yourself up in terms of strategy there tonight. Taking the pit under the yellow worked really, really well to sort of put you in the right spot. Was there sort of an inkling of, I've got to strategize, I've got a plan, I've got to keep this thing? What was the goal after lap 1?
Yeah, it was just to try and hope for a safety car so I can make up some of the ground that I had. It was a bit interesting when it did come out because I think there was someone in the field that perhaps thought that you had to slow down all around the track, which sort of didn't allow me to get back to the pits as quick as I wanted, and I had a couple of people leapfrog me. But yeah, so then it was just try and get into a bit of a tow group and try and catch up to leaders, but just hope that they got a bit racy and someone had some bad luck, which seemed to happen.
Now we cast the eye forward to the remainder of the season. Starting things off with a P3 is a very, very good start. I would say this is the best I've seen you drive for a while. You've been in there, you've been consistent, maybe a little bit unlucky. Feeling good about the remaining 8 rounds now?
Yeah, I usually end up going. I think in season 1 I had a second place in the first race because I pitted under the lap 1 safety car and went the whole way and and beat people who were pitting on the green. But yeah, it's not really a thing where I'm like look at the tracks and say, yeah, I'm really quick there, I'll beat people. It's just do the laps, hope it works out, hope I get some luck and just try and not spin and or hit the wall or anything.
Talk about this moment. Actually, it's just on screen at the moment. On the brakes, on lap 1, coming to Skyline, just trying to keep it as clean as you possibly can. It's just when you see a car going off to the right of McPhillamy into the grass, you all of a sudden just go, "Oh no!"
Yeah, that's right. And it did distract me even after I was past there. You get the slowdown come up, and yeah, I just then grabbed a downshift too many in the next corner after that.
All right, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Verney, driver the number 282, comes away with 3rd place tonight. And people who make it possible for the Locked On Racing crew are.
Yeah, good on you to Wilco and Braden, the Locked On boys. And yeah, thanks, Scotty and Scotty Rattlegun for your commentary. And I assume who's on the call with you tonight?
No, don't say his name. You don't want to It's got
Oh, I'll just sit in the back. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Good work. I love watching it back, so appreciate it, boys.
All right,
All good,
lads.
mate.
Thank you very much, Nathan. We'll keep moving on, mate.
Thank you.
Moving on, Dylan DeBono is going to come away with P2. Dylan, wild, wet, and wonderful. That's just, wow, what a race. I mean, we just talked to Nathan Verney. The 2 cars that were parked sideways on the first lap are on the podium.
Yeah, not sure how it happened at all, to be honest. See, just seems to be the case at the moment. Just end up in the right spot at the right time and drive consistent, fast laps, and yeah.
What did you feel when you clouded the wall towards the tail end there at Griffin's? You just heart sinks. It's in the mouth. It's over. It's done. There's not much I can do.
Yeah, really, I was like, this is the first time I've run the car for 45 minutes. Low fuel. It was pretty out there, and then I had a big moment through turn 1, and then I was going along, and then I saw Scotty coming, and I was like, oh, maybe it might work together, but no, he fired it down the inside, and I don't know if it was with a net code or something, but I got sent to the outside.
From what we saw, there wasn't actually any no net code, no nothing. It just looked like the car just didn't grip.
Yeah, okay, maybe I haven't had a look at it, but yeah.
Anyway, man, introduction to the series. First time out in these cars, settling into them. Like you said, there's some behavioural things late and low on in the fuel that you've just sort of got to learn your way around. It's a fun car. It's tricky.
Yeah, definitely. The first, I think I did maybe 4 laps in practice, and I was like, man, I can't even make it 1 lap, eh? And then qualifying, I just sort of tried to stick with it and let the tyres build up. I found that was a big thing, letting the tyres build up, and then just trying to get the fast lap at the end, but I just didn't quite get it. And I mean, starting from P5 wasn't too bad. Like, I mean, it's probably better than starting from first on my first race, but I mean, yeah, oh man, it's wild car, that's for sure.
How are you feeling? Because they're normally quite a difficult, not difficult, a high intensity car to drive. You've really got to manhandle this thing around.
Oh man, you got to be up on the wheel every single corner, like especially with you got to blip on the throttle as well, and all that sort of stuff. Like, man, it takes some serious learning on how to drive this car, and especially around here, you make a little mistake and you're just going to be fired into the wall.
All right, mate. Well, thank you very much for joining us up here in the commentary booth. The driver of the number, I believe, the 13 car here tonight for Velocity Sim Sport. Congratulations to the guys that make it possible for you.
Yeah, thanks to Velocity Sim Labs. We obviously haven't done much racing in this car before, but you know they build awesome setups, and if anyone's interested in getting some, head over to the website. DD Photography. They make our cars look good, and yeah, you guys as well.
Thanks, Dylan. Best of luck, mate. It was good seeing you out in a different car, different format tonight, and best of luck going forwards as well.
Cheers, guys.
And finally, moving on to the winner of the first race of the season. And I tell you what, he had a big old celebration coming across the line. Cameron Edwards for Senate Sim Sports, mate. It's been a while between drinks and between trips to the podium, but when it works, it works.
Mate, that's exactly right. I've got to honestly admit, half an hour before the race started, I had both my throttle and brake pedal disconnect from my control box, and about 20 minutes of trying to shove everything together to get it to working. Yeah, I literally just jumped in and just used that anger to get ahead tonight. So yeah, far out. I was not a happy chappy before.
Anger, manhandling, that's all a night's work around Bathurst and the SR8, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Especially when we've got, guys who are, consistent on pace as well. And there's only like half a second between us, and it's just lap after lap after lap after lap. It's, yeah, really intense and, really worthwhile when everything lines up. So yeah, I'll take it tonight. I kind of feel a little bit better now. So that's good.
In terms of things, obviously try to set yourself in and figure things out again for the new season. Settle yourself down. Aussie Tracks looking forward. Honestly, when I say Winton, I'm like, I'm really not all excited. Probably the two cars I'm excited for around Winton is this thing and the TCR, mate. Obviously we've got Phillip Island, Sandown. Sandown's going to be a banger in the SR8 Radicals. Oh, I'm going to miss Sandown and the Radicals.
Oh no, you can't miss Sandown. Come on.
Okay. We'll have to get a sub for commentary for the Sandown.
Can't miss Sandown, Scotty. Come on.
Maybe we'll call it. I'll call it from the car. I'll show up at Sandown and we'll call it from the car, mate.
Yeah,
but
sure.
moving right along, we've obviously got to get things cracking because we've got to jump across the Porsche Cup, mate. But that was a cracking drive. That's the best I've seen you drive in a good while. You've been in there. You've been around. This just looks like a comfort track for you.
Oh, 100%. Bathurst is, a big love of mine, and I've spent quite a few hours around here. So, yeah, absolutely love it, and yeah, really happy that it all worked out tonight. So it's really good.
All right, good to hear, mates. And finally, Cameron, your sponsors that make it possible for you.
Alrighty, so we have Precision Performance Shop, ProServe Finance, Sydney Computers, AJ Insurance Services, Transform Media, Pixel Blocks, and a big shout out to all the guys at Send It Sim Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron Edwards slams it into the top step of the podium and takes out round number 1 of your SR8 Radicals. What a drive from the man, the myth, the legend, the Cameron Edwards of the SR8 Radicals. We're going to take a quick intermission. We're about to jump straight across to the Porsche Cup Racing, coming to you live from the full layout of Oran Park tonight. Unlike that short layout we had in the TCRs last night, the drivers have been struggling all week in practice with this one, so it's going to be a difficult race. You thought Bathurst in the SR8 Radicals was difficult? No, that was the easy one. So we'll be back here in a few moments, boys. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've just done a quick change of pants, resettled ourselves back in. We're all nice and snuggled back in again now, so ready to go. Scotty Rattlegun Rankin coming your way from the commentary desk alongside the picks.
The picks.
Connor with the best picks, Nixon. New nickname for you, the picks.
The picks. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because you're always taking the photos because you're in pit lane early.
Yeah, true that. Oh, funny. Funny.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome.
That was your best joke of the night so far.
Yeah, I've got more. I'm just holding back on them. But, you know,
okay.
don't want to get you, too.
Don't use them up.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You can understand that, surely.
Yeah, trust me. I've bagged some up, and I'll use them next Thursday. That's for sure.
He's like, damn, we've got to go out and go shopping for a joke book now.
Yeah, pretty much. But nah. So new set of pants and in Porsche Cup now. So this should be good.
Yeah, man. What do you think pants are for?
Porsche Cup pants are normally comfy. Or
Yeah.
there's an incident with Shannon and Rick just in turn 1. Just noticed that.
Yeah, quite not fun by the look of things. So,
No.
Anyway, practice about to tick over. A couple of new drivers into this. Well, I think you just mentioned one. Windows 98, new to the league. I think a lot of us have been through Windows 98. It was a great operating system back in its day.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, his name's to the left. Windows 95.
Ah, right. 9.5.
So is this
Windows.
is one of your teammates? Is he showing his age?
Amar? Or
No, Windows 98.
Oh no. No, that's not my team, mate.
I thought it was 95.
No, it's 1.9.
19, wrong one. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Numbers.
Too many
they're
nines.
hard.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, surprised we haven't got a lawsuit from McNamara yet.
In terms of things here tonight, though, it's good to see Amar Sharma back. I can remember him back from the Force Racing League days. Force Racing League, for those who don't know, preceded what we now know as Sim Racing World. It was sort of where a lot of these guys cut their teeth, settled themselves in, and learned to go sim racing. So it's good to see the boys back out there from the old days, getting back into it. Jake Edwards was another one that was around during those days.
Matt Stewart was the same. He was
Was he?
back in the old days. Yeah, he used to drive for Vast Motorsport.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, he was too.
Yeah. Yep.
It is the same guy that I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. So Matt and Amar used to race before. McNamara, don't kill me. Then
Murder complete.
yeah. They used to race. Then said to Matt one day, "Would you want to come join 1.9?" And he said yes, and that was it. So
I don't think it was that simple. I think you guys were like crying out for a Supercars drive or something. Something going on like that.
Yes and no.
I heard it. I heard a rumor it was something to do with a Bathurst drive.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it was Sandown first, then, yeah, basically that was it. Yeah, I got a message from Matt saying,
Right,
hey.
it was Sandown. Yep.
Yeah, Matt sent me a message saying, hey, can you drive with me? And I went, yep, sure. He said, can we run under Vast? And I was like, sure. Then basically I said to him that afternoon, come join 1.9, and that was it. So, yeah, but good to see Mara back out here because he's had a big old off from the sim racing guys. We see 3 cars out in the dirt, Harry Dodds and Borg, and I think that was Harry Dodds.
That was something.
Definitely.
A lot of cars. Another one goes wide. And that was I believe that was an SLM car. A big shout out, actually. I hope Adam Prox is still listening because he did make a comment to us earlier on in the night and we just sort of skipped over it.
Oh, no, did we?
Yeah, we did. Not going to lie, it would have been a good GT4, GT3 race, but I think GT3 would be a lot of fun. And then he said about Western Australia, right back. You remember that joke that we made about Western Australia, yeah?
Oh, yeah, ages ago. Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
He said Western Australia is all red dirt and flat land.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
I think that's honesty, to be honest with you.
Oh, well. go and talk to Matt Stewart and John Lee. They're in WA, same as myself.
Have they got more details for me? Have they?
Oh, yep. No, I'd rather give it to John. Yep. Give that to John. I'm not dealing with that. Because if I say anything, Melbourne and New South Wales will be coming down on me, and I won't be able to fly over there. So, yep, I will definitely want to make a trip to Melbourne. So, yep, definitely don't want to say anything.
Well, times are starting to come through thick and fast. That's the thing about Torrens Park. It's a short lap time, so they are coming in thick and fast.
Back here since the last night with the TCRs, which was the smaller track, which is definitely not as good as the big track, but it's definitely a good combo. But as we see, too wide on qualifying, which is probably not one. Yeah, one of them back
Fighting
out.
for a little bit of track position. Yeah, Toddy
Yeah.
Thorburn is the commentator who will have to back out. Locks a ton of brake going on down in the first turn.
It's good to see Toddy out on the track.
In at what?
The Chef Republic, as Shippy said in the background.
Yeah. I think that's his social media presence, isn't it? He calls himself the Chef Republic Racing or something.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that name.
Race team. There you go. The Chef Republic. Apparently, you need a cooking degree to join. So.
Oh well, I'm.
Yep.
No,
Don't get skill. Just get chef.
just get Chef. That should be on the back of his car. Get chefed or something. Yeah,
I'm gonna cook it, or
yeah.
I've cooked it somewhere.
Yeah. Something like that.
We're gonna use that one in drives. Emma Sharma actually back out on screen. Love watching him turn laps. He has been doing some real life. Either it's TCR or it's just Buzzbox racing. I don't know if it
Buzzbox
has-
racing.
Yeah, I
It's,
don't know if
yeah.
it has a specific class, but it's just Buzzbox
He's
racing
doing-
in general.
It's I'm pretty sure he's driving Hyundai's little what are they called? He's gonna kill me for this because I've talked to him before and
Oh,
little Buzzbox racing.
Hyundai, yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Excels.
XLs, that's it.
XL
he
Cup?
actually, yep, he raced at Sandown not too long ago. He did a bit of endurance around there.
So
yeah,
he'd be out there giving Dylan DeBono a run for his money. Then they'd probably know each other.
yep, probably Jet Murray too. And yeah, all of them to be honest. So yeah,
It's becoming the go-to class, and for good reason.
Yeah,
Because they're the easiest stolen motor vehicle in Australia. So instead of buying one, you can just go out pick up one.
but as we go back to lap time, we got a 104.5 Sam Muller, Adam Hughes as
Adam
104
Hughes.
I'm just going to
Yep.
call him that. That's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Then 104.571 as P2, and then we got Ryan and done a 104.6. So times are close, definitely. But I've always I've done quite a bit of racing in these on Friday nights. Times are always close in these things.
Oh, look at turn one. There's two cars that have just gone off. Almost in just fun just watching the first one. I got to see both of them. One of them was Harry Dodds. I didn't see who the second one was. It was Juice Racing car. Dean Hunt. It was Dean Hunt. So Harry Dodds and Dean Hunt both off at turn number one. They'll reset back to the pits to try and get a lap in. Brian Borg has jumped in, but way down the field. Have a look at the differential in the lap times here. So we've got two drivers that are in the 104.5s. Well, Adam Hughes is going to jump back to the top of the timing sheets.
Yep.
And Jake Edwards is backwards in the Whitey's Pie entry.
Always love those little Whitey's pie entries. They look really cool.
I just want a pie. Like,
Yeah, don't we all?
I will slap a logo on my car if I just get pies. That's it. That's all I got to do. Jake Edwards, if you're listening, Whitey's Pies. You know where I am.
Same here. I'll send you my address.
No. You've already been paid off in KFC.
Oh, I have two.
So you're locked in. I know that it was doing the rounds.
Coke and KFC it was actually.
Yeah, Coke versus KFC. And apparently, if you want Connor Nixon on your side, Sam Muir. Sam Muir.
Oh, we're on fire tonight.
Yep, Sam's going to jump to the pole position. He's gone 1.5 tenths faster than Adam Hughes. Huggers. Huges.
Hooges.
Rick
Huggers.
Kuznetsov just got knocked out of P4 by Ryan Polivnik, who was having issues with being able to set a clean lap. Qualifying here at this circuit, obviously just over a minute lap time. It's all about track position, getting free track, isn't it, Connor?
Oh, 100%. I think it's just giving that bit of clean air, but you want a bit of slipstream too, because if you get on that back straight, you got slipstream. That's probably a 10th. So what if? Yeah, I mean, if you look at those lap times with Sam and Adam, I reckon Sam might have had a little bit of slipstream there. It could have, he could have done it at a pure pace, but a bit of slipstream, 210s, yeah, definitely that would have helped. But yeah, if you've got a teammate out here, you definitely want to use them as a bit of slipstream. So wouldn't be surprised if Brian and Rick have a bit of a slipstream. But as we see someone down.
Oh, Tony Thurman is
The
parked
chef.
off. He's the Chef Republic is parked on the inside after cooking some rear tyres up for breakfast.
Bit of bacon.
A bit of rubber. Yeah, we're cooking cooking rubber this morning.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you like your eggs? Rubber side up?
Michael
Lock?
Yeah. Oh.
Michael Lock not locking a brake, unlike his namesake. In actual fact, failing to put the brakes far enough on to get close enough to lock. This is the reason why he skated wide at turn 1.
Yeah.
We're on board with Sam Moore, who is trying to set another lap. He's got
He's on a
purple.
Yeah, he's on a
Yeah.
purple.
Park up to the right. I think that was the widest tyres, Jake Edwards.
Oh, he hasn't gone purple there.
He's only improved in one sector, and the sector he has improved in, he's gone purple. So this will be close. Depends how much he's
He
gone
might
forward.
get a better lap time though.
No, he's
oh,
coming
no.
back in.
Oh,
So
I'll
pit
put him
lane
down.
practice.
That pit lane, ladies and gentlemen, is the worst pit lane. I say that every time we go to a different track, but seriously, that's up there.
You're only saying that because they make you put a limiter on. They slow you down in pit lane.
Yeah, I don't like slowing down.
I've actually done qualifying for some oval series for what do they call it, all-star events, and they set funky rules. And one of the rules that they set sometimes is that you have to do a outlap. Basically, you start your run from the pit lane exit cone, and your run starts when you cross the cone. So you have to be following pit lane speed at that time. You go out, you do a fast lap. You do an in-lap into the pits, but you don't have to obey the pit lane speed limits. You pull up in your bay, get a service of 4 tyres, and then you go out and you do another fast lap. And at the end of that fast lap, your time gets taken. It's really good fun. You don't actually have to slow down for the pit lane. Because it's a different way of attacking it in a stock car.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. It just takes all the rules out of it, and yeah.
I've no idea how they do the timing on it. None whatsoever. For you guys
Maybe-
jumping in the pit
maybe-
lane, Adam Hughes now. Mr. Huggers.
Mr. Huggers.
Huggers. He's Scottish. Adam Huggers.
I love the some of the nicknames we're giving people right now. So Brian Borg, I've been calling Borg Shorts. That's been a bit of a nickname. So
Borg
yeah.
Shorts? Yeah, we'll see how he goes.
I'll get an email from John and Borg Shorts later. So yeah. But yeah, everyone's out on track. Rick's actually jumped up to P3.
Yes,
not
Rick
far behind.
Kuznetsov improving.
Yeah.
Remember, Rick Kuznetsov won the V8 Supercars on Sunday night from the Sandown 50. That
Yeah,
was
he did
an event. So it's good to see him returning to the league. He said he'd try and make some time for it, but obviously the Porsche Cup. I've known Rick for a fair while. This is his preferred car, actually.
Yeah, I can imagine that. There's a lot of people that hate a car, but they're quick in it. And yeah,
It's not that he hates the V8 Supercar. The Porsche is just his preferred car.
yeah, yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, if your name is Adam Huggers, it's about all you drive.
Really?
Yeah. He'd never actually driven the TCR before I G'd him up to go and drive some TCR last season. And he was like, okay, this is fantastic.
What? Yeah, that was the same as me. I used to drive with a supercar, then someone nudged me in to get into the Porsche Cups, which I never liked and absolutely thoroughly enjoyed them. So yeah. As we
Oh, Kuznetsov, I think that is.
No, that's Brian
Crap.
Borg.
Brian Borg.
Borg Shorts. Oh, Rick's coming up behind him though.
Well,
Good call.
at least he's on where he should be, out in the sand trap, Borg shorts.
Yeah, yeah. Get those boardies all sandy up.
Yep. Oh, Greg Barber's starting to put some time together. He was quick during qualifying last season, Greggy. There's a few people who were not happy that there were crisscross drivers 1, 2, 3 in the championship. So I think you're going to see the resurgence in terms of the Porsche Cup. The guys are coming out here. They're like, right, that's it. Oh, Kuznetsov rocks it up into turn 1. Teal bought that lap. He's just got enough time to get 2 more laps in, which would mean an out lap and then a fast lap. Actually, I don't think he'll get the second lap in. I think that's qualifying. Oh, no, he will. He will. Sorry, my apologies. I wonder if it's not the third lap on the run that's the quickest lap, though.
Takes a while to get these tyres warm, so if people are out here, you'd want to have like 3 out laps and 1 hot lap, really. Get those tyres nice and warm, but some of them might just go for the hot lap straight up.
Adam Hughes just improved by a hair. Again, I've seen him a couple laps in a row. He's improved by a couple hundredths, but it's not quite fast enough to knock off Sam Moore. And if Muir has still got that position, when this clock ticks down to 14 minutes out of the 15 of qualifying, you can say that will be locked in, because I think Hughes, he's rolling out pit lane. He will get 1 more lap in, barely. So when he crosses the start-finish line to start his lap, actually, no, my apologies. Qualifying will be closed in exactly 1 minute. So the drivers that are starting their laps now have exactly got that time. So who are on board with Ryan Polivnik? This will be his last lap. Whatever he sets on this time, he won't get the opportunity to get another one in. Where is our track map looking like? Who is got the time? The 08 car is Rick Kuznetsov. So that's his lap now done and won't have the time to get back across the line. The 10 of Michael Locke will be his final time across the line. 12 now is Toddy Thorburn. We'll see if he can improve. MR Sharma's the next car through. 222 Shannon Blackburn's just in behind them. 022, I believe, is Greg Barber. It is, so we'll see if Greg can improve. Harry Dodds. Not seen a lot of good times at a Dodds so far on the Porsche. I think he's struggling here tonight. So Barber will set another lap time. Won't improve on that one. Won't go back to the stripe for another lap. So this will just be a simulation run for him.
This will be
Brian Borg will cross the line. And I think he improved on that lap time. No, he did a 104.9 previously. So we're running out of cars now with time. Indeed, the session is now done. So that is it. Sam Moore is going to... Sam Moore. My tongue just does not want to wrap around it tonight. So Sam Muir.
Turn French
Muir
now, Scotty.
Is, going to snatch up pole position with a 104.171. Will steal the first one away for TriStar Racing. Crisscross Racing, Adam Sugars off of the outside lane. Only 1.3 tenths of a second further back. Less than a tenth back to Rick Kuznetsov on the inside of row number 2. And Richard Mayer, that's not going to cause confusion all night long, off of the outside of row number 2. Greg Barber for the second crisscross entry off of row number 3. Ryan Polivnik off alongside of him. Matt Stewart, the 1-9 entry, your teammate. We'll be talking about him at Jake Edwards, the crisscross racing entry, the one that will be covered in the Whitey's Pie side. Jake, I know you're listening. You know where I am. Simon Mazzomo, the old Windows 98 driver image for him. And then the 9.5 Sim Sports car off of the inside of the last row of the top 10. And Brian Borg will round out P10, the Premier Racing Team car. Harry Dodds will sneak his way into P number 11 for Performance Sim Racing. Dean Hunt of Frog Leap Juice Racing off of the back row of the first page. We'll throw it back to Amish Sharma and his return for the boys there. In row 13, David Leslie will be off alongside of him. Shannon Blackburn in P15. Toddy Thorburn in his return to racing. P16, Michael Locke, P17. Dave McCosker, Mick Wilson, and that is your grid. Ignore the 3 other drivers, both Jamie Dyke, Tyson McAvoy, and Nathan Howard on admin duties tonight. Shibby, where's your car out there? Why do I not see a car out there? Shibby, stop broadcasting, go race.
Yeah.
Shibby's just said he's coming to race TCRs next week, Connor.
Ooh.
You get to hang some on Shibby next week.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be great. I don't want to get kicked from SRW, but I'll try.
It's been fun knowing you. Well, the lights are on, which means the revs start to rise. The first race of the Porsche Cup season tonight is going to run away, and the inside of that front row means that Adam Huggers is going to surge down the inside of that turn number 1. He's going to get the nose ahead, and he snuck it down the inside. He's got the spot away from Sam Wheeler, and it's going to be Kuznetsov who sneaks through as well. Car out the dirt. It's a 1-9 entry. Car way off the track on the inside. I think that's Greg Barber, who's facing backwards, will try and rejoin. Huge stack up in a turn number 1. Michael Locke's involved, Todd Thurban, David Leslie, and it's all on at turn number 2 as well. 2 of the crisscross entries backwards, and the other one leading. 3 wide, 3 cars into 1. Does not go at Orient Park, and all 3 cars get bowled wide. Harry Johns, Dean Hunt, I think Shannon Blackburn was the 3rd car. It has just kicked off on lap number 1. They did not wait at all.
That was just your classic Orient Park start. We got someone around. What is that?
It wasn't Jake Edwards. Jake Edwards was the car that got through. Might be Ryan Polivnik. It's Shannon Blackburn, actually, that's backwards. It hasn't survived the first lap. Safety car has not been called for, so Adam Huggers is going to lead us around to finish lap number 1. And Rick Kuznetsov is now going to slot himself into P2, and Muir has gone backwards, and now it's going to be Richard Mayer that's going to be in behind him, and we'll try and sort all of that chaos out down through the field. The gap's tiny as you make your way through the field. Matt Stewart up into P6 as well, and the Borg Shorts has grabbed 3 spots on the opening lap. He's got pockets of plenty in Borg Shorts.
Oh, he's got more than in those pockets. He knows how to move in this field, but we see Rick on the back of Adam here. It looks like Adam's kind of pulling away, but there wouldn't be much fuel saving in this or tyres.
It's a sprint race.
Yeah,
sprint race. So only a 20-minute race. The 19 laps is there to fool you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is. It's one of Scotty's tricks.
I didn't set this up. Don't blame me. Don't you dare. 20 minutes it'll be 20 minutes or 19 laps. When you see both of them on the top of a timing tower, it's whichever comes first. And I can tell you for a fact, unless they're hacking, there's no way they'll get 19 laps in before we hit 20 minutes. So
yeah, there's no way.
So Borg Shorts right up in out the rear view mirror of him is MR Sharma, who's grabbed a ton of spots on that opening lap amongst the chaos as well. Harry Dodds has grabbed a few spots and will sniff in behind MR Sharma. He's the 2.5 back, looking to try and close down in onto those guys, and that is the margin as we go under the Yokohama Bridge for the 3rd lap here tonight. Hughes is still trying to pull away from Kuznetsov and Muir. Muir, remember, off of that pole position, did not make it the first turn before he was slotted back onto the 2nd row. About launches here, Connor. That run down to turn number 1, that's your best opportunity to get some overtakes done, and Hughes did a great job.
Yeah, 100%. If you get a good run out of the last corner and get onto the straight and get a bit of slipstream, that's where definitely turn 1 is your spot to get the car up, and I think that's what Rick's kind of doing. He's just setting him up, cruising around, might be saving a bit of fuel maybe, but like we said, you don't need to. But yeah, he'll just try and get the run. As we can see, Rick's right on the back of him now. Look at that train. Looks like a snake. Huge snake as we see Shannon coming out of the pits. Blackburn. He'll just wait for the cars.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a inverted top 10 to come your way. The other side of this race, 40-minute feature race, maximum of 39 laps, which will be 40 minutes. Inverted top 10. So whoever wins this race, starting from P number 10. For race number 2, that is going to be chaos as cars try to fire their way, and we saw it in the sprint race on the way to turn number 1 for lap number 1.
Yeah, and as we see Sam here, he did really well at Suzuka on his last race too. He did really well, so it's good to see him back with Rick back again. Like we said, he found time to do a bit of racing with us, which is great to have him. One of the PRT guys out here. Always love to have him out here.
Huge field of them here tonight, because this is Borg Shorts as well. So a whole bunch of those drivers that have surged in here tonight. I tell you what, Kuznetsov is getting close to that rear bumper. We'll throw it back to Simon Mazzomo. No, that's the pit lane entry right there on the right-hand side. You want to utilise all of the track space available to you as you come off the last corner. It's about, it's risk management, but it's a completely different kind of risk management to Bathurst to your picks.
Yeah, it is, definitely. And it's so different going from one Aussie track to the other. Like, the other one's full commitment. This one's like, you got to keep the car on the track because yeah, the Porsche Cups you got to be very light on that throttle, or yeah, she'll go around because yeah, the engine's all in the rear, fuel tank's up the front, and when the fuel comes out, it gets light up the front. So yeah, it's almost like a supercar in a way. Not much grip in the rear, very light in the front.
Ooh, there's a couple drive-through penalties that's just starting to come out. Now, Ryan Polivnik, remember, qualified about P6, I think he was, and Jake Edwards are the two who are penalised for incidents on lap number 1. Amar Sharma still trying to close his way in on the back bumper of these guys. And I'll tell you what, Kuznetsov and Muir has barely beaten Kuznetsov on that last lap. We'll see the times as they come to the line. Yet again, they'll slide out from the left. They will all improve on their lap times just slightly, and there's nothing between them. They're all lapping near identically. And Kuznetsov is edging ever closer, ever slightly closer to that rear bumper of Adam Hughes. It's coming.
Yeah, he's just waiting. Like I said, he'll try and get a good run on through the straight, I think. But looks like Rick's kind of just doesn't have the pace through the first sector. He's braking a lot later than Sam is, just to keep with him. But as we see, not Sam, Adam, sorry. But yeah, we see Sam behind up Rick as well. But yeah, it looks like Rick's just getting, a bit of a wiggle there from Rick too.
Yeah, I thought I saw one.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, Sam's going to actually try and make his way up there because he did get qualifying for pole position. So he'll try and make another 2 spots.
So Jake Edwards has just rejoined the track down in turn number 1. Somebody's backwards down. There might be Michael Locke. I think it is Michael Locke. It's just a little bit sideways at turn number 1. So he'll try and settle himself back down in. That was Jake Edwards serving his penalty. Polivnik, I'm just trying to have a quick look for the timing charts. He's dropped way off. So he is now 1 minute and 9 seconds. So he's served his drive-through penalty, I would say, as well.
Yeah, he would be. Yep. So we just see Rick just show the nose a little bit, just see where he's going. Because when you're buying another car, the identical car that you're driving with, you really can't see much over these cars. You kind of just need to look around the car and go, okay, where am I sitting now?
It's Spec Car. That's what we're going to call Thursdays from going on from now. It's no longer Tacky Thursdays, but Tacky Grip. What it is Spec Car Thursdays, because it's 2 Spec Car series.
Spec Thursday.
Yep, Specky. Good old Thursday.
Specky Thursday.
Specky Thursday.
Yeah, yep.
It is a spectacular catching of a mark. Was that Muir having a wiggle?
No, that was Rick having a bit of a... Oh, he's done it again! Just putting the throttle down just as early as possible. He's probably used to his supercars. But yeah, he's just going to wait until that throttle... But it's funny, I've driven these cars and you actually got to get the throttle down early because you're using the rear of the car. You're actually not using it like a supercar, for instance. Waiting until it straightens up, you actually go mid-corner. So yeah, that's another little fun fact about these cars. But
it's about rotating the weight to the rear, isn't it? You just touch the throttle, wait for the weight to transition, and then you can start to build it.
Yeah, that's it. It's like going
for he's right there. Oh, he is right there.
So we go back to Dave with Harry Dodds. Just going to make a pass here. Oh, no, Dodds is going to stay with him.
David Leslie, and now Dodds is off the track.
Yeah, rotated.
Does not pull it up. Yep.
Yeah, just unfortunate from Harry Dodds there. He was just on the outside. He's just got 2 wheels in the dirt and the cars went around. Good to see we've got different teams in this top 3 as well. So as we see Rick's just put a little dive on him. Yeah, he's going to try and get the good run like I've been saying for most of the race. But yeah, we're halfway through the race now. It's already went that quick. But yeah, I think it's just all about getting that good run out on the exit because it just looks like Rick's better on the brakes, but he's it looks like Adam's just getting the better exits right now.
Oh, Muir locked up in behind these guys now, and I think Richard Mayer is going to get the opportunity to get down and buy him. Muir's going to now try and defend from Richard, and he's deep and off the track. So we're watching the battle up for the lead as the next car in the chain that's gone off. Mayer's going to come away with the position. Mazzomo's grabbed one as well. Stewart's gone through, and Sam Muir has gone from P3 to P6 in a couple corners.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's just went off a little bit, and Matty Stewart's went through too, so Sam's got to be catching Matt here too.
Just a bit of replays. Muir tries to get down the inside, just outbrakes himself, just a little bit, pinches the brakes. Look at those rear discs glowing. Tries to catch it out in the setting. He's actually done a great job.
Yeah, 100%. I think he's just I think he's just thanks for DSL Welding Series for the action replay. I think Sam's just outbreaking himself there, to be honest.
So now we'll try and settle himself back in.
Yeah,
Yep.
back into a rhythm.
So drivers trying to settle themselves down in and keep the eyes forwards. Another DSL Welding Services replay. I think we're just getting back to live. Apologies for that, ladies and gents.
No, I think this is a rip.
No, back live. Oh, this is a replay.
Yeah, this is the replay.
So something further's happened. Oh no! Adam Hughes has just lost the rear of the car. Rick Kuznetsov is now going to sail through to the lead. So we saw Rick Kuznetsov having a few wiggles. And you'll get to see a whole bunch of smoke as we come up and over the bridge.
Rick's got a pretty big gap right now. He's got about 2 to 3 seconds here now. So Rick's going to try and pull away now.
And Rick's actually right up in behind some lap traffic at the moment.
Yeah, Rick's
Richard
just
Mayer
passed.
we're looking at. And those tyre marks and that smoke, that's Adam Hughes that went off ahead. So he's regathered it and hung on to P number 2. But it is pushing these cars right now. And Richard Mayer, ladies and gentlemen, we are watching a replay because I can tell you, going to keep on with this one. Richard Mayer is sideways and backwards in turn number 1 at this point in time. Trying to pull himself out of the gravel. So we'll stay with Richard Mayer as he makes his run down the front straight. That's Rick Kuznetsov dipping in and around the traffic, you can just see. Oh, we've missed that replay then. Richard Mayer was off. I think that's Richard Mayer off again.
Michael's off the track. Michael Locke's off the track. He's on.
Oh, it's Michael Locke.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where's some action? Sam Moore. Sam behind Matty Stewart.
So Sam's starting to try and rebuild his race. So
There he
we've
is.
seen, what, 3 cars at the top 6
Yeah.
have trouble?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So Matt's just.
Richard Mayer's off again. Richard Mayer has dropped back to 8th. 8 now.
What's happened?
I don't know, because he was still in P6, I thought. And he's gone off again, so he is really struggling to pull his car up.
Yeah, Brian Borg, Matty Stewart, and Sam have gained from that. And Amar now. What's
Amar
going on?
Sharma's having a nice clean race. It may not be the easy driving cell that he's used to, but it doesn't matter.
Maybe you should come join the TCR. Use the front wheel drive action.
I think trying to get some time away is Amar's biggest difficulty for the Vast Motorsport team.
I think Richard's just lost it at turn 1. Just put the rear of the car in the dirt.
Again. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's what happened. That's how heaps of people gained on him. Unfortunate for Richard.
So it's been a difficult night at the office for a few drivers so far, and we are only, what, 2/3 of the way through the first race,
Yep.
and I'm still seeing a whole bunch of pinched brakes down into turn number 1.
Yeah, stopping for these cars for turn 1's not easy because you're actually not braking in a straight line until last minute. And I can tell you what, these cars do not like braking on, you know, if you can't brake half, you know, turn, you got to be pretty straight to stop these cars. But yeah, it looks like people are stopping them, but that's why they're pinching the brakes a tiny bit. But look at those discs just glowing. I really want to know how hot they're actually glowing. Oh, look, how hot they are.
I don't get much of a break around here, do they?
No puns intended.
No, no punt intended. Only a punt.
Yeah.
I only punt when you're ahead of me, Connor.
Oh, how nice of you.
You know how much you love a little bit of front to rear bumper action?
Oh, bit of rear action's never bad.
Yep. Porsches with a big old wiggle in the rear is always exciting to watch too.
Yeah.
Another big lockup, and I think that was either Hughes or Mazzomo.
Simon's made up a heap of spots.
He was having a banger.
Where did he come from? He's just yeah, wow.
Mr. Consistent at the moment. He's just hanging on to it. He's not pushing.
Oh, he's
Now, Matty Stewart's starting to close back in on him. And remember, our pole position driver is Sam Muir up in behind your stablemate here, Pix.
Yeah, well, last time we talked to him, he had an awkward conversation with us in the green room, so... But yeah, no, it's good to see Matty Stewart in these. He's been really enjoying the Porsche Cup, so it's been good. To see him in something different, not a supercar 100% of the time. He's explored his options, so it's good to see.
Trying to settle that car in. That Sam Muir 104 machine in behind him is coming really quickly.
Yeah, I think Sam would want a bit of he'd really want to have a bit of a better spot than what he is right now. Just starting from pole position and working his way further to the back. That's never what you want. So I reckon Sam would be pretty keen, and I reckon Matt would be very. He'd want to get by Simon pretty quick, so he doesn't have to deal with him. But yeah, good to see another 9-5 out here too. They're always out here. Never, if you never see one out on a track, it's concerning. So it's good to see a 9-5 car out here.
We're only seeing one. That doesn't bode well for things. I think you guys can breed like rabbits. There'll be 7 of you next week, I'm sure.
Yeah, there probably will be.
Particularly in the TCR.
Oh, there's just heaps of them, isn't there?
How's Chris doing after last night? Chris Bleakley.
He what's the words I should use? He was upset. Let's just say.
That's unfortunate.
Hmm.
Race car driving big ones upset. That never happens.
Let's just say he was a Greg Murphy last night. So
5 minutes.
So I actually saw Simon have a bit of a lockup coming into turn 1.
Yeah, I did as well. I was wondering who that was. Adam Hughes has now set sail out of here, so he's put 3 seconds back on Mazomo here, and the battle for P3 is heating up. This is Richard Mayer trying to recover back towards MR Sharma as we snap back to the battle for P number 3. It's good because there's 3 very differently coloured cars in this grouping here. They all stick out.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got the black, orange and white 9.5, then you got the white and purple car, which is a new vamp of a livery. So our liveries actually used to be bright purple, and that was it. So yeah, it's changed the livery up with our new sponsor.
Yeah. Good to see you can count to 2 colours.
Yeah, we count to 2, which yeah, yeah, shocker. But yeah, now we've got a new sponsor, Locksmith 24 and Racecraft Simulations on it. So yeah, but yeah. Every sponsor on there really help us out, so yeah. But anyway, bit of a promo. Moving back is Sam with the black and red car, which I've always adored. That livery, just really sophisticated. That's the word I should use. But, yeah,
There's some nice detailing through the black. It's not just a black.
Yeah.
It's got like a Kiwi tribal feel to it.
it's good to see liveries like that.
The light will catch it here at the right moment in a few seconds. Well, they're on their way back to the start-finish line. You know what? We're going to get 19 laps out. Because as Rick Kuznetsov crosses the start-finish line, there's going to be 2 laps left. You will get back to get the white flag next time by, which means we'll get the perfect 19 laps in. How about that?
With the 1.9 car in it. Very nice. Punt intended.
That's a play on numbers, mate, not a pun. Puns are played on words, my friend. Oh, the first opportunity Sam Muir's had. Tries to sneak it down the inside. So Matty Stewart's tyres starting to fade away from him.
Yeah, definitely. You can see just the cars moving a little bit more. The exits haven't been as good, but Matt actually got a better exit there. So well done to Matty Stewart. We can actually see the paintwork on Sam's car now, thanks to Shibby in the background.
Now they'll come up and over the bridge. Very few figure-8 racetracks in the world, and Oran Park is among names like Suzuka. It's such a loss from the Australian environment. We're in the middle of a housing development as it stands in the real world these days. In Narellan.
I'd love them to bring this track back, that's for sure.
Never going to happen, mate. I'm sorry. They paved Paradise and put up a parking lot is appropriate here. Well, white flags in the air. There will be one more lap here to finish the sprint race from the Porsche Cup Series at Oran Park. And Rick Kuznetsov is, well, to use the term historic, he is using a historic performance, almost like he did on Sunday in the Sandown 50.
100% win rate at this point. I don't think that's good, but yeah, but what do you call it? Yeah, he's doing well. Oh,
He's
Rick.
parked the bus at the moment, I think, because Adam Hughes is taking some time out of him. Only got to get back to the start-finish line. Wiggle for Adam Hughes at the crest of the hill. It might be time for him to park the bus. Remember, these two will be 10th and 9th on the grid as they finish, counting backwards from 10.
See Sam just having a little bit of a peek of Matty
I tell you what,
bumper.
this is huge. This is huge as well because Todd Thorburn is a lapped car right in front of Simon Mazzomo on the way down to the last corner. Will run wide. This is going to prevent an opportunity for Sam Muir, who's going to try and get the run back to the flag. Time will run out. Pole position converts to only P5 for Sam Muir. And at a track like Oran Park, you want to convert that into a win every day of the week. Greg Barber will be disappointed with P9 in the first race out of the next season of the Porsche Cup cars. Will be off the front row at least. So there is a little bit there for him. And Dean Hunt gets home in 10th position, which becomes pole position for the feature race here. David Leslie will sneak home in P11, still running laps at this point in time. Comes to the last corner now. And out of it for the After Dark Sim Racing team.
Tell you what, who made some positions up? Simon, P9 to P3.
It's great management of lap 1.
Definitely. Same as Borg Shorts, that's his new nickname, so
I like
hopefully
that.
you like it. Hopefully you like that, Borgie. But yeah, Borg Shorts made up good 4, so yeah, well done to Borg there. And that nickname came from Matty Stewart, so not me. So yep.
He's good. He's good in the commentary booth, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? He always passes the blame.
I'm a race car driver. What do you expect?
It's not your fault. It's never your fault.
No, not at all. No. Nope.
Yep. Well, there's your results from race number 1 of round number 1 from a track that no longer exists in the real world. This generation of the Porsche Cup car will never get the opportunity to grace the light of day here at Oran Park. Rick Kuznetsov manages to sneak through and steal the win from Adam Sugars off of P number 2. Simon Mazzomo gets home and locks in P number 3 for the first race of the season. Matt Stewart off P4. Sam Muir, disappointed with the pole position, converts it to P number 5. You'd expect a little bit more from him potentially. Few mistakes there from Sam. Brian Borgshorts will sneak home in P6. MR Sharma return to the series, a return to the top 10 for him in P7. Richard Mayer off of P number 8. Mistakes from him in that race as well. Greg Barber got involved in all of that chaos on lap number 1 in P9. Still banks himself some nice points. Dean Hunt will be your pole position with a reverse top 10 for race number 2. David Leslie, Harry Dodds, Todd Thurburn, Ryan Polivnik, who was awarded a penalty at lap number 1 incident. Michael Locke, Shannon Blackburn also caught up in everything that went on. Jake Edwards, another penalty received for him. And that rounds out the drivers that took part in race number 1 of round number 1.
What an interesting first round race, eh? We've got Rick from P3 to P1. Adam actually stayed in the same spot, so well done to him. Simon's moved up a heap of spots, so well done to Simon, especially on this track that's no passing opportunities basically, and P9 to P3, and then Matty Stewart from P7 to P4. And Sam from P1 to P5, which it happens sometimes, but he'll be starting P6. So that was your top 5.
What a banger. That was a banger.
Yeah, we always like bangers, that's for sure.
I think the big note from race 1, round number 1 is mistakes and how difficult this car and track combination is to drive.
Yeah, I think that's it, eh? Like, it's just trying to be consistent, and you know, it's not always about pace. You know, obviously we've got the guys like Rick, Adam, then Sam, but you know, being consistent like Matty Stewart and Simon, they're P3, P4, and You know, I think consistency is what, and every track you need to have is just consistency. You can be the quickest guy on the planet, but if you're not consistent, well, you're going to be last. So, yeah. it's good
Such
to-
an undulating nature of this circuit as well. You press the hill here and the car gets real light on you. Then you back down and hard on it. Then you're trying to brake and turn the car in uphill yet again. It's so demanding. And the only way to extract lap time is to run the car all the way out to the fence. It's got a Bathurst feel to it.
It does. I think every Australian track at this point is just commitment. I think that's just the word we need to use for Australian tracks. It's commitment. You got Phillip Island, which is a track that just kills tyres. Then after that, you need to commit to make positions with tyres that are almost blown off the rims, you know. And then Winton's another track that you just need to put the car up inside just to make a position. Sandown is a track that you need to get good runs out to the back straight. The back straight, go down, go sweeping left. If you can get the car there, you got to commit all the way down the hill. Then what's another track, Scotty? I think, and then Bathurst obviously.
Barbagallo?
Yeah, Barbagallo even. You know, my home track. That it's one of the best tracks in Australia. No question denied.
Braking zones of Barbagallo, again, it's another tyre feeder with all the sand that blows across the track as well. It's a low grip track because it's just not there.
It is.
Track composition.
So like when you get a bit of sand on your tyres, for instance, anyone that doesn't know at home, every race car at this point runs on slick tyres. Basically, those slick tyres will pick up any piece of debris, sand, dirt, anything. So every time when you watch a car go off in the dirt, they'll come back on and there's just rocks and everything stuck to these tyres until they actually go into the tyres and get worn in. So yeah, bit of a fun fact with Pixie. So yeah, it's like I said, I think every track in Australia right now is just commitment. But
I'm calling this the Pix Fix.
Pix Fix.
The Pix Facts Fix.
Pix Facts.
Pix Facts Fix. Say it with me.
Pix Facts.
Facts Fix. There you go, you got it.
But yeah, it's I think it's just. I mean, I think you would agree with me, Scotty, wouldn't you? Surely.
No. I agree with everything you said. I'm just not agreeing with you for the sake of not agreeing with you.
Yeah, fair enough. But here's our list again. I might actually say it this time, Scotty.
Yeah, go ahead.
See if I stuff it up or not.
Yeah, let's see how many of these you get wrong. Now that first name,
Dean Hunt.
Well done.
Yeah, wow. Greg Barber, Richard. We've got Amar. We've got Brian Borg Shorts. Borg's gonna hate me. Sam, Simon, Matt. Sorry, I got Matt and Simon. Simon buggered up. So Matt, Simon. We got Adam Hughes, Rick. We got Dave. We got Harry Dodds. So it's going to be interesting where Dodds finishes up. He'll want to move up a couple of spots. So hopefully, yep, there we go. So then we got Teese.
Toddy.
Oh,
Toddy
right.
Thurborn.
Right, gotcha. So we got Toddy, Ryan. We got Michael. Then we got Simon Blackbird, Jake Edwards. Then the rest is race control. Yeah.
Yep.
Race control.
Righto. Revs are going to start to rise. Safety car percentages goes up here in the extended 40-minute race. 40 minutes around Owen Park. Who's going to hang on to it? Run to turn number one commences, and their launch is back in the pack. Mazzomo's got a huge run. Emma Sharma's gone nowhere. Neil's going to block the runoff from Mazzomo. I think they touch just barely. They'll squeeze themselves down into turn number one. 3 wide, few cars off. Brian Bogshotz is backwards. Richard Mir, I think, is backwards as well.
Matty Stewart's in the wall.
Incident. Matty Stewart in the barriers. David Leslie's backwards. Somebody else is backwards down there in turn number one. That's the 992 of Ryan Polivnik, who just cannot get through a lap number one at this rate.
Yeah, Dave from After the Dark Sim Racing, so Alex Court's teammate. We've got Bogshotz. We've got Richard, which he started really far up in the grid, so he'll be not too happy with that. We got Ryan that was in P14. He got caught up in that. Then we got Matt Stewart, which is it's what happens at Torren Park. Whitey's Pie, he gained a position from that.
Yeah, Jake Edwards has gone up a few spots. So let's go through the list of the cars that have made it through lap number one. Dean Hunt from pole position. has locked it in. Greg Barber's going to be right there on his rear axle. Emma Sharma's got through, and he's going to lock down P number 3, Sam Muir, who managed to hold off a hard charging car that was in behind him. Manages to lock down, I think it was Mazzomo that got a great start. Muir was getting blocked up and behind him, so Muir's reversed that position as well. Borgshort's now trying to pull out, get the move done on Michael Locke, and will do so as they go down through turn 1 and into the kink, turn number 2. So that'll settle itself down after the end of lap number 1, but Greg Barber's made his way through up to P number 2. We'll see if he can have a crack at Dean Hunt at the tail end of this lap. Adam Huggins is up to P number 6, Kuznetsov in 7th, Dodds is in 8th, Jake Edwards in the Whitey's Pie entry, and Toddy Thurberlin round out your 10.
It's good to see.
Yes, he's Adam Huggers, and I'll have words with him afterwards, and I'll tell him he's called Adam Huggers, and he will giggle. He will have a good old chuckle at that one.
I think we're gonna have a bit of fun with Pips' names. It's but we need to have permission, of course. But
Adam, well, I have implied permission to make fun of Adam Huggers.
okay.
We just constantly, there is constant banter between me and Huggers.
Yeah, Roger. Well, hopefully Huggers definitely that will definitely stick. But yeah, anyone in the comments, let us know if you can think of any nicknames for anyone in the field, like anyone. So Chili Bin's actually Matt Stewart, so he's a nickname.
Rick's down the inside from Rick.
Oh, someone's off the track.
Backwards. I think it was Shannon Blackburn.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Shannon Blackburn that was
Shannon.
backwards, and Kuznetsov's going to get the move done. And that was on Adam Hughes as well, so that's critical for those two fighting out for race 2 honours. Up to P number 6, it's going to be difficult to find your way through. Pits is going to be the crucial time. Emma Sharma is wide of the kink, and that's allowed Muir to get down the inside, but Sharma's driving it back around the outside. They're going to go up here to the dogleg side by side, and Muir's had to back out. Great defense from Adam Sharma.
Yeah, Amar did amazing there. He just kept his line and just defended on his line and got through there, so well done to Amar. Then we go back through the field. Who we got? So we've got Matt Stewart in there. We've got...
Oh, look at these guys side by side through the dogleg as well. And David Leslie's just been penalised for the incident on lap 1, turn number 2. Down at the sharp left-hander. That'll be Leslie diving to pit lane to serve the penalty. Polivnik, and is that Chili Bin diving in as well? Yeah, Chili Bin's driving in.
That's Chili Bin. He's in the pits, so he won't be happy with that. But
he's in the Chili Bin. Well,
yeah, he's in the Chili Bin.
Is that what you call the doghouse in New Zealand? The Chili Bin?
No, the Chili Bin's the Esky.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's making a joke here. He's in the Chili Bin.
Yeah, in the Chili Bin.
Yeah, go chill out. Well, I mean, that's him, isn't it? In terms of driver psychology, he's just so chilled out. Greg Barber still hasn't been able to get out from underneath Dean Hunt's rear wing. They have checked out on the field at this early stage, but you think Barber will be trying to line something up here on Dean Hunt. Hunt is still managing to hold him back for Flog Reap Racing.
Look at Mar back in P3. There's like about the whole pack behind him. There's probably 6,000 horsepower just sitting back there, right on his bumper. So he'd be absolute.
Oh, he's deep.
Oh.
He's very deep, but he's managed to pull it up. This will be Greg Barber's opportunity. He might send it down the inside at turn number 3. There's a move being done by Borgshorts who'll get down the inside of Toddy Thorburn and the Chef Republic entry. So job done there. Have our leaders swap position? No, so Hunt still hangs on to it from Greg Barber. Sam Muir still underneath that rear wing of Amar Sharma, and Sharma is starting to become the cork in the bottle because Kuznetsov is now on onto Simon Mazzomo. So Mazzomo's about to get involved in a few battles here, and that time through Amar Sharma's a lot quicker through the flip-flop.
Yeah, like you look at these guys, you got Simon, then you got Rick just right on the back.
He might just fire it. He might just fire it here from Sam.
Maybe.
He was looking racy. He looked like he had more pace heading up the hill into the final corner.
I would not want to be a Mar right now, just sitting there going, oh, what do I do?
Well, he's closed in. He's made time on the leaders as Emma.
Yeah, he has. He has.
And Dean Hunt's had a very slow lap. So something's happened to him. Or the lap didn't count. I'd say the lap didn't count.
I think he might be right there. So Amar's just passing. Oh, that's Greg Barber.
Something's happened to Greg. So he's had a moment coming off of turn number 1. Samar's going to get down the inside. This is going to cause a huge bottleneck now because they're all going to try and get through the bridge section 2x2. Barber manages to settle it down. What chaos is that going to cause up behind? I tell you what, Kuznetsov's down the inside here of Simon Masomo. How's this too wide across the bridge? Smoke in the background. Somebody backwards into turn number 1. Michael Locke's gone backwards into turn number 1. Now look at where the cork of the bottle's rearranged itself. Now it's Mazomo and Kuznetsov because Mazomo's going to have another fire at him. And Muir is now being assaulted by Adam. No, sorry, my apologies. Muir's actually got past Greg Barber as well. No, yes. Greg Barber's having a huge wiggle now at the last corner. So it's going to be Kuznetsov that tries to fly down the outside. Greg Barber has just overheated those tyres. He's struggling down that left-hand side of the road. He's got to pull it up for turn number 1. Kuznetsov cuts across, cuts the run off. Mueller's still down the outside of Greg Barber now. They'll try and hang it around the outside. Now the run down to turn number 2. Under the Yokohama Bridge. There's the run to the Shell corner. Down the inside, Sam Muir now on Mazomo. Trying to get that move done. Still 2x2. As they're going to turn and hit up the hill in a champion curve. They take the right hand. It bounces across the curve. Adam Hughes thinks about having a time, and this one gets checked up. That whole pack is nose to tail. And round goes Mazomo.
They're all
And the
around.
whole field is into it. Hughes is
They're all
backwards.
gone.
Still on.
As we just seen them all go around, huge.
And that is just all caused by bottlenecks. Everyone was getting bottled up.
Yeah, huge incident there. I think someone just touched their brakes just a bit too much. And I think Dodgy went into the back of...
I don't think he had a chance
huge.
at not getting in the back there.
Yeah,
He just wasn't ready for the checkup.
I think Dodgy went in the back of Hughes.
We've got to see that one from Dodsy's on board. He'll have the worst fuel of a lot of them, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been able to see anything. So
Yep.
This is Dodgy. I could be right.
Too wide. Hughes is thinking about the look up the inside. They
Yep.
come up to the crest of the bridge, and Dodds just cannot see anything.
Oh, he's
just see,
bang.
he sees
Yeah.
brake lights and smoke at the same time. He's got no opportunity to react.
Oh, he's hit Sam. Then Hughes just went back into the back of Dodgy. Dodgy's hit Simon.
Masomo. Yep.
Yeah. Whitey's Pies just went into
Oh.
Simon too. Oh, what an incident.
Jake Edwards there. So that'll solve that battle. Packman was waiting for something to happen because it was coming. Amar Sharma's just got heavily into the barrier. Where's that at? That's at Momo Corner. That's just before we head down to the crest of the flip-flop. Just there. Just before the corner off the right-hand side of the screen. Never drifted into shot. And he'll rejoin the track now a long way back off of that pack, bound in P9. And as we unravel what's just happened,
Thanks for DSL Welding Services replay too. So we got who's Greg Barber? No,
no,
Who's
that's
that?
Adam Hughes. That's Adam Hughes coming back through after because he was the worst spun of a lot of them. He was the one
Oh, so what-
completely backwards.
So what happened to Amar?
Amar was off the track.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Oh wow! Look at Dodsy's car.
Oh,
It's all banged up. Brian Borg's going to go up the inside nice and cleanly.
so there's two cars that are being penalised as a result of this, and Sam Ewer and Harry Dodds will both have to serve drive-through penalty. That's look, I'll say it. That's harsh, and I
Yeah,
know
that's-
why race control's issued it because he's made contact with the rear of the car ahead, but he can't react. There's nothing he can do.
Well, that's what their job is, Scotty. It's race control. They make decisions, mate, and move on. So yeah, but yeah, bit of a harsh penalty, but yeah, what do you do?
Look, I'm happy to
Oh.
disagree with race control. That's the thing.
Tell you what, Dean Hunt's good race here. Rick's actually catching up to him from P10 to P2, so he might have 2 in the bag, but we'll see what happens. Then we've got Greg Barber behind Rick.
So, yeah, now we get to sit down and sort of break this all down. We're only
Yeah.
10 minutes in to a 40-minute race here.
Yeah. Yep.
My
it's
word.
It's not really what you want in the first 10 minutes, that's for sure.
Shimmy, I don't know if you can do it for us, but if you could go back and... I want to see what kicked it off, because it was Greg Barber that kicked everything off there. He had a mistake down into turn number 1, and then we'll see if we can watch that whole lap back through again and break it all down. So this is the rear view from Hughes. So this is what you'll see gets penalised. And I think we already saw it from Dodds' view, is just look at the approach speed. Dodds has got no idea that there's anything going on ahead of him. Absolutely none. And we're going to go back further, all the way back to turn 2 if we can. So Greg Barber, the reason I wanted to jump back to Greg Barber was all the way back at the first corners of the lap. Greg Barber's kicked it all off because he has a mistake, and it just checks. This whole pack was tight, and it's created an opportunity for some guys. No, it was the previous lap then. Sorry, my apologies. It was the previous lap. So that's my apologies. But this is just caused by Greg Barber has a moment coming out of the last corner. Kuznetsov gets by, checks up Muir. Muir tries to get down the inside. Mazomo's here on the outside and sees an opportunity on Muir. You've got to have a crack, Connor. When you're in a pack this close, you've got
you've got to have a crack. Yeah, 100%. Especially at Owen Park, you just need to have a go. Yeah, Sam's went up the inside. Hughes is there. I think Sam might have had a bit of... Oh, so Simon's... Yeah, wow. So Sam's hit. Oh, yeah, wow. So Simon, I don't know if he braked or anything. I think he might have. Then, yes, Sam just hasn't even realised, and bang. Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing that I've noticed just about every lap that they've gone through there is everyone's taking every corner here at different speeds. I think it's a setup.
Yeah. Could be. It could be. Definitely. Could just be your commitment level, though. You might go, right, I'll just lift through here, and some people might go, oh, I'll just brake. You know, both are good options, but yeah. So we see Borg shorts on the back of Simon here.
Yeah, so where's this now? This is actually for P4 and P5. So Borg has done a phenomenal job this race, just staying clean, staying attached, keeping himself relevant.
Remember in turn 1 though, he was off.
He was off, actually. You're right. Yeah.
Oh, Rick's passed Dean Hunt.
Yep. So Rick Kuznetsov assumes the race lead. That's happened a while ago, but they were caught up in traffic, and now Hunt's starting to get caught back up once again by Greg Barber, and Greg Barber's had to settle those tyres down. He's had to back his pace way down just to keep that car on the track, because he was making a lot of tyre smoke early. So this is the move between Kuznetsov and Hunt. This is actually coming under the Yokohama Bridge and then down a shell corner at turn 3. Gets the job done there.
Move. Yeah, absolutely amazing move by him. He's just put up the inside and just went to the next corner, and that was it.
Oh, big moment for Todd Thurlburn into the last corner, and that's what you're seeing on screen. Here's the car at the back of this pack now on the right-hand side. Through goes Dodds, through goes Sam Muir, and that puts them back up inside the top 10. And Tony's going to come back at them a little bit. Struggles to pull it up. Oh, I thought he was into the back of Muir then.
Oh. Yeah, if no one knows, Toddy's normally the guy behind the cameras on Wednesday night. So, yeah, on the track, Toddy is. So it's good to see him out there.
Good looking Toddy from the Chef Republic.
Yep, from P11. So not bad from the old chef. Doing well out there.
Fun fact about Toddy, actually. He teaches chefs how to present themselves on TV in New Zealand.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
That's what he does professionally.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So obviously a master at the food. And he's deft with his hands, being able to cook up some absolute delights. Well, not so deft on a steering wheel, though.
Yeah, I think maybe we all need to fly to Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix, and he could cook for us. Scotty.
Chef Toddy in the private suite, yes, please.
Yeah, yes, that'd be great.
Well, cars starting to make their way through lap traffic yet again. Mazomo and Borg are still attached at the hip, trying to make their way through a couple of lap cars. And this is the battle between Dodds and Muir, who's still raging on. Battle's up and down the field now because Barber's starting to close back in on Hunt. Mazomo and Borg are just attached. Adam Hughes is back to P6. Mayor's out in his own at the moment. Polivnik is right, sort of actually underneath his rear wing. Dodds is a fair way back from them too, but he's got Muir with him.
Yeah, I think all of them are just really close, and see Dodds and Sam. Sorry, just had a blank there. I don't know what happened there.
Chippy Howard, I'd like to show you something really cool that I don't know if you've seen before. Can you go to Brian Borg and rewind to the last corner? the last corner of the lap. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, iRacing have added a few patches back now, windscreen wipers. So we're going to need a front-on shot of this car coming out of the last corner. Well, this will do it. Coming out of the last corner is windscreen wiper switches on. So this is because we've got too much dust and dirt on the windscreen. I'm just going to show it. Yep, there it goes.
Yeah.
That is in preparation for weather. Weather is coming. We don't know when, much like the rain forecast. We don't know when, we don't know where, but we know it's coming.
New South Wales, cough, cough, wink, wink.
No, just Sydney apparently today. Because I said to my wife, it was bucketing down in Sydney all day today. Up here on the Central Coast, dry.
Well, I guess it's central, so it doesn't get wet.
Don't, that's enough out of you. You settle yourself down. You're punished for that joke with coughing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was you that was coughing, Connor. It wasn't.
No. That was our producer, Shibby.
Yeah, Shibby's sitting behind the camera telling us he's
Dying.
eating some lovely hot and spicy food. And
Yeah.
I'm a little bit scared. Yes, I know the brand name you're referencing. I will come up, I will stay with you, and we will eat all the Nando's that you like, Shibby. How about that? Okay. I'm journeying to Brisbane at some point. Go meet
yeah,
Shibby.
I won't come to that event, guys. I'm not a chili fan. I can decently have. I can have chili like.
You know what you
chili
are
mussels.
a fan of? You're a fan of chili beans.
Yes, indeed. I love a good.
The chili bin.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
No, you're not a Matt Stewart fan?
Ah,
The chili bin?
the chili bin. Yeah. Nah, chili bin's
okay.
he's a good dude.
When this is done, I will make sure that I jump across it and mention to Matt Stewart how long it took him to say that he's a good dude. There was a lot of hesitation. He needs to know there was a lot of hesitation.
Nah, he's a good dude. We're actually doing a race in real life. We're actually doing it with Racecraft, like I've mentioned, and he's actually my teammate in real life. So we're doing it with Racecraft, so that'd be cool. So yeah, don't make him kill me before that day. So yeah.
Yeah, no promises. I think Thurs has made a mistake in turn one. Viewers had to check up for that one as well. Both of those drivers took skill to prevent that accident. Oh, he's struggling, Dodsy. He's wide again, and Muir's now down the inside. This is the battle for P number 8 on the track. Finally gets that nose ahead. Dodge tries the crisscross, and Muir just parks it on the apex. That's from all the accidents. That was come from the issues. That is absolutely why he would be struggling.
Yeah, unlucky for Doddsy. Even like we said about
turn one! Emma Sharma nearly fired into the back of Adam Hughes. And it's actually Adam Hughes that's apologising. I think he might have gotten the brakes a little bit earlier than Emma was expecting. And that is just good. Good sportsmanship, that's the word. That's the one.
Yeah, you know how we said about when we first went to the Cup car and you said a new pair of pants? I think Amar might need a new set of pants.
Yes, underwear will be provided to all the drivers here tonight at DSL.
So, sponsored by SRW.
Bonds? Yeah, the SRW Bonds collection. That's a product line we need.
Yeah, or SRW just underwear.
Am I allowed to say that? I'm not allowed to say that. That is the biggest disappointment. Fans need to know, Shibby. Shibby's just passed on. Shibby said something and then went, I should not have said that because Rankin cannot keep his mouth shut.
I can keep mine shut, but yeah, rattle gun, no, not a chance.
Connor, I've heard you when you drive, you cannot keep your mouth shut.
Oh, yeah. You're not wrong.
When you're in the car, it might be a different thing.
Oh!
Whitey's Prize, the two crisscross racing cars working over. Ryan Borg. It was Hughes that was getting by Borg. I thought Hughes was a lap down then for a second. Good job there, Huggers. Huggers rear bumper some more.
Huggers and shorts are going at it. They're going to hate us.
Does that mean we get to call him Hip Huggers and him Board Shorts?
I guess so.
Sharma goes for a big slide in the background. It's not got the same level of grip as the Hyundai Excel, apparently.
Oh no.
I don't think it's a Hyundai. Surely, I was pretty sure it wasn't a Hyundai. I think it's just a Buzz box.
Yeah, Buzzbox racing.
I'm sure it's not a Hyundai Excel. I know the Excels are huge, but I think Amar Sharma doesn't drive an Excel. I think he drives something else.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he drives it. I was talking to him not too long ago.
Okay. I haven't talked to him in a fair while. Any of the Vast Motorsports crew tuning in, we need to know.
We need to know.
We have a bet. There is nothing bet on this, but pride.
True.
Toddy's up a fair few spots. A few drivers started pitting. I can tell you Dean Hunt's in the pit lane at this point in time. He's served his pit stop. Richard Mayer just caught the outside barrier. There's a few cars in this battle. Todd Thorburn and Matty Stewart, the chili bin, is going to send it down the inside of his Kiwi compatriot on the outside, and Toddy Thorburn. Well, he was just storing the place for him, was Toddy Thorburn. He was cooking up a delight. Now it's been stored in the chili bin.
We're on fire tonight, Scotty.
Yeah, a few things going on.
Yeah.
I do prep work. The Borg shorts, chili bin, huggers,
Yeah.
the Whitey's pies.
Yeah. No KFC car though.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Somebody get in contact with Century Motorsports.
I'll just put a livery on. I'll just tell Chris. Oh! He's went off. The chef's went off.
He is cooking up a race.
Hmm.
Harry Dodds is in this fight as well. So Sam Muir, Dean Hunt, Harry Dodds. So Dean Hunt's dropped a few spots now, so he's had a mistake. It's David Leslie that's going to get out of the way of these guys. And they keep the fight going on. So Muir's got through on a few guys now, and Harry Dodds is caught right up.
Yeah, he has. He's after a penalty, and Matt Stewart going for a pit stop. I think it might be a penalty.
Well, I think Harry Dodds may not have done his stop yet.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
He's done a drive-through penalty. He has not stopped, but he has served a drive-through penalty. So Hunt is the first driver to have served his stop so far. Because Netsov is gone to the tune of 6 seconds. Greg Barber's 6 seconds clear of Simon Mazzomo. Adam Hughes is about 1.5 ahead, behind Mazzomo. So he's hunting back down to get back to P3. And Brian Borg is in and about in the top 5 as well. So good drive for Borg Shorts. That's actually a really good drive for Borg Shorts. So we've got an answer for what car it is that Amar drives. Drum roll, please.
No, I can't do one.
Okay, it came from Steven Sinkovich, so I don't trust it one bit.
Okay, what does it say?
It says, pretty sure he does drive an Excel. Good to see him back on track at SRW.
Yes! Yes! Oh, I am mighty.
No, I don't accept that from the boss man at all.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
I'm sure it's not. I've seen the Facebook post. I thought it was like a Swift or a Renault. I feel like it's a buzz box, a specific buzz box. It's not an Excel.
Oh, I genuinely. As Shibby finds out what Amar drives.
So I follow his Facebook page. I've seen photos of the car.
Hang on. Instead of the race, we're looking up Amar's Facebook now.
No, that's not an Excel. That's not an Excel. It's a Ford. Okay. Yep. Yes, no.
The boss man, the boss man has talked, and I'm going to take the boss man's word.
No, the boss man is wrong because I'm looking at photos. I'm looking at photos of the car. Yeah, it's not the Excels, it's the Fiestas. There you go. Beaten. I'm looking at photographic proof. I can send it to you.
Oh, it's okay.
You
Don't need my.
You don't believe?
Yeah, well, true. Oh, well, let's just go 50-50 and say...
No, I've won this. No, don't
No,
take
no, no.
this away from me.
Alright.
I have sent you the link showing proof, and you will not refuse.
Ah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, see? Can I get a thanks, Scotty? You were right after all. On three.
There's an XL. Hang on.
I'm not.
Wait. Wait.
Okay, he's going to do a search to prove himself right, ladies and gentlemen.
There is an XL on his page. We're
I
both.
know there is an Excel on his. I've seen him drive an Excel previously. I know at the moment I don't think he's driving Excels. Anyway, we're talking too much about the fast motorsport driver of Amar Sharma. We need to get back to our race leader. That's Rick Kuznetsov on screen, and I would like to point out that I've won the argument by the argument having ceased at the point that I was in front. Greg Barber's snicked his way back to P2. Shoes has a pit, so the top five still yet to pit. Sam Muir back in P6. Did pit on lap 11, although I feel that may be the drive-through penalty served by him as well. Chili Bin has served his stop as well.
Oh, that's good.
So lead drivers have definitely taken their fuel. His stop was on lap 4. So I don't know if he's got enough fuel on board to get home. He will be doing some fuel saving to make it back home.
Yeah.
Richard Mayer
maybe.
has stopped. Ryan Polivnik has stopped as well. Shannon Blackburn's cutting some grass once again, unfortunately for him. It's not been a great night. David Leslie has finished his stop. And there was another drive-through penalty issued for blue flag infringements to Michael Locke. So he's been through the pit lane. So Toddy Thorburn, the Chef Republic, still yet to stop.
Oh, we won't talk about that on the stream.
I was about to say to Nathan Howard, get out there and turn a lap in these cars.
Oh, Dean Hunt's around.
Oh no! Coming out of the last corner onto the main straight. So the first driver to have completed their pit stop is backwards and recovering. Brian Borgshorts is now into the pit lane as well.
He's past Borg Shorts.
He's past Borgshorts, so we'll see the DSL Welding Services replay with the Warren Browse tools out on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Into the last corner. And crests the hill where the rear end just keeps coming around. Great save. He hasn't actually lost all that much time. He's probably lost only about 2 or 3 seconds there. That's not too bad.
But we know that's a lot, though. That's a lot, though. So, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I think he's lost a bit too much time, to be honest.
If I'm in Rick Kuznetsov's shoes, can you see where he is on track right now? He's about to catch a pack of cars. I'm pitting this lap. I do not want to get stuck in and around traffic.
Yeah, Rick's smart, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. Oh, big lock-up from Toddy. Yeah, Toddy.
I think Adam Hughes has just fired it down the inside as well of somebody trying to grab a spot away. It was Mazomo. So Hughes gets up to P3. They're still side by side. There was cars side by side here earlier in the race. We saw what happens out of that. And Toddy Thorburn, I might have just made contact with Jake Edwards. So there's another incident unfolding at the same time. But Hughes gets the job done and up to P3 on track. We're not sure where he's going to play out in terms of fuel strategy, though. And now we'll get the DSL Welding Services replay. This is the battle between the Chef Republic and Jake Edwards' Whitey's Pies entry. So he's just locked it up and gone straight on as Toddy. Those tyres are wearing, and I don't think he's having a great night out there in the Porsche.
Bang. These cars are not cheap. Thanks for DSL Welding Series.
Absolute sick livery from Toddy.
Yeah, it does look good. Talking about liveries. My livery. But yeah, Matt, old Chili Ben's out on track. So he's done his pit stop. P9.
No, I do like a minimalist livery from time to time, and it does do that well.
Yeah. Look at that. Rick's right behind this pack, and Chili has pitted.
Surely, because that's a pits. David Leslie in the barrier on the right-hand side. Surely he pits here. You don't want to catch these guys as the race leader.
He went in.
Yeah, he went in. He's in. The risk level is just too high for Rick Kuznetsov, and he chooses to bail on being in a huge pack. Is only going to slow him down. What do the rest of the field do? They've still got clean track ahead of them. So Shoes and Mizomo are going to kick on. Greg Barber's now your race leader. And this is critical. We need to see where Kuznetsov comes out in terms of Hunt, because that starts to build us a race picture as well. Dodds is still continue on, so is Muir. So of the top 8, there are 3 drivers who have pitted, and those are Beard, Hunt, Brian Borg, my apologies. Brian Borg, Dean Hunt, and Rick Kuznetsov. Rick Kuznetsov's rejoining P4. And well clear of Sam Muir.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, like Rick's just been on his game tonight. P1 in the first race, and if he keeps up, he'll P1 in the next race. In this race, sorry. So yeah, he's on his game, that's for sure.
Greg Barber's doing a reasonable job there as well from second on the grid. Looks like he might have P2 just about locked up at this point. So he's done a great job cutting his way through the field and traffic, staying up and out of it as best he possibly can. Currently got Simon Mizomo. My apologies. He currently has Adam Shoes 7 seconds back from him, and Mizomo is still managing to stick with Shoes. Mizomo will dive to pit lane now, so it might be pit window well and truly open. A few of these guys are going to dive in. We're 3/4 of the way through race number 2. So driver you see in pit lane at the moment, Sam Muir. I have to ask him how to say that name, because I don't want to get it wrong for the remainder of the season. I'm pretty sure he tells me all the time.
Now, who was the person that told you about saying their name right? Stefan, yeah.
Stefan Lawrence? Stefan Lawrence. It was Stefan Lawrence. It wasn't... Not. Yeah, is it Stefan or Stefan?
Stefan.
This is Stefan. His name's Stefan. And I won't finish that bit.
Apparently he's got a nickname, a lot of nicknames too. Oh!
Kicked off by a few different commentators he's had through the time. Polivnik now starting to chase back into Richard Mayer. Richard Mayer's not had a great night at the office. There's been a few mistakes from him here tonight. And another one right in front of Ryan Polivnik. So these two will continue to battle their way around. I'm curious how long Shoes and Barber go.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Yeah.
Because have a look at that clock.
Do
There's
they
only
have enough,
6.5 minutes left.
Surely it won't make it in the end.
Oh, surely not. Oh, Dodds is around! That last corner lights it up. Might be time for a pit stop, Doddsy.
Oh, look at them. Oh. Yeah, he's went in. Yeah, wow. He's going to lose a lot of time off that. See Borg shots go by and Matt Stewart.
Well, it's critical. And the reason why I said it's time for a pit stop, one, he's got an opportunity to...
Oh, Dean Hunt's off.
Dean Hunt? No way!
He's in the
He is at turn number 1. Yeah, in the gravel, not just in the grass, in the gravel, potentially parked on the tyre barrier, and drops. That was looking like a podium position for Dean Hunt. Not anymore.
I wonder where Matt Stewart and Borg shots come out of this, because they're the leading pack right now.
Well, I mean, second pack.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yep. Well, it's quite a remarkable. Rick's not even inside of these guys. Like, he's just miles in front of them. Just the pace he's got is incredible. Yeah, he's at turn 1.
So Matt Stewart might make it home from lap 4. He may have enough to get home, because look how long Greg Barber and Adam Hughes are gone, and he's got 4 laps more fuel than them.
Yeah, yep, he'll make it.
Sam Muir is now in pit lane.
Is he gonna?
Hang on, Dean Hunt. Dean Hunt had an issue on the last lap, so that wasn't there by him. There was something happened to him at turn 1 on the last lap. So obviously he's gone off, but he wasn't off alone. Hughes and Barber look like they're now in a pit lane as well, and indeed they are.
Oh, Matt's making a move.
Down the inside. Oh, Brian
now these two have a bit of history at their Sandown 50 lapper.
Hang on, it's still coming. Because Mayer's now starting to buy into it. This is actually a 5-car battle pack You've got Borg Shorts, Matt Stewart, the Chili Bin, Richard Mayer, Ryan Polivnik, and Dean Hupp at the tail end of this. This is 5 cars, all of them for position, P5 to P9.
Well, something a bit interesting, seeing down 50 lapper, Borg Shorts actually turned Matt Stewart around on the last lap, last corner. So,
And Stewart was looking on for a podium that day too.
yep. So I reckon Matt Stewart's got to be making some dives and trying to get up the inside, that's for sure. Show Borg who's boss, that's for sure. The sweet little innocent Kiwi will be the aggressive Australian in a second.
Richard Mayer's just made a mistake on a turn number 1, and that's given Polivnik an opportunity in the 992 entry. Remember, this is the Porsche 992, so that's where the number for Ryan Polivnik comes from. Second generation of the 991 Porsche Cup car on iRacing.
Which one do you like better? Well, the
991. 991, I've
Yeah.
won a championship in that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome little car.
Really good fun when you take it dirt rally crossing.
Good fun when you do Nürburgring.
That's less fun. It's not dirt.
Yeah, but
The
Yeah,
Nürburgring GP circuit's a fantastic circuit for that car, actually. Very quick there. Very quick there. Have a look at this pack, though.
It's
Mayer
huge.
makes a mistake. Stewart makes a mistake. Then Mayer makes a mistake. And Polivnik gets right involved in it.
Oh,
And we're
Matt's going to
nearly
make
back.
a move. He's
Matt
right on the,
Stewart.
it's right on the bumper of Borg. He's backed out of it.
And MR Sharma's rejoining the track and it just says, no, not going to get involved.
Yeah.
That's very smart track rejoining. That is great track awareness from MR Sharma.
Well, Matt Stewart and Amar are in the actual same Discord right now for a bit of information. None of the 1-9 boys are on, so teamed up again to one vast motorsport driver and a 1-9 driver. Good to see a bit of teamwork.
I'd like to point out that Steven Sinkovich has found a photo of Matt Stewart, Amar Sharma driving a Hyundai Excel. So there is proof in both directions.
Yes. Boss man's helping me out. Oh,
I can
Matt's
see who his
right.
favourite is. Well,
Oh,
here we
well.
come down in the last corner yet again, and it's still on. Mate, I'm going to take my eyes off this battle pack for the rest of the
Oh, I'm
What have we
pretty
got?
happy.
We've got 3 laps left to go. Just brushed the wall, I think, there from Richard Mayer. So there's going to be a scuff on the right-hand side of his car. His rear diffuser's not looking perfectly straight either. So it's all on for young and old. Borg Shorts is defending out in front. Stewart's closer. Mayer's now looking for a sniff. Anything. There's a single bubble from any one of these guys. They might lose 4 spots. Now, hang on. Here we go. Stewart's going to go to the outside here at Borg. Wrong side to get the overtake on. Creates an opportunity now for Richard Mayer. And they all settle it back down for one more lap.
This looks like another series I've been watching as Tom Freeman and Brian Borg had a bit of a battle. Oh! Matt Stewart's giving him a bit of a tap saying, come on, buddy. We'll have a wiggle on.
Yep. This is still going on. Rick Kuznetsov, Greg Barber, and Adam Hughes are your top 3 at this point in time by a fair comfortable margin. So they will probably just cruise home in those positions. Simon Mazzomo in P number 4. Sam Muir down in P10. Plus all the
Borg's
cars you
in.
see. Borg cannot make it to the end of the race. And he's flying into the fence on the way in. Now Matt Stewart has had a run brought on him by Richard Mayer. Gets down the inside, gets the job down. Now he'll try and slot back in because Polivnik is having a dig. Shannon Blackburn's just in front of these guys. Gets out of the way as well. Greater track awareness again. And Stewart will try to settle himself back down. So he sees the car peel off ahead of him in Borg Shorts. And Chili Bin loses the spot as a result.
Yeah, he'll be a bit gutted. He was fighting for a position in front of him, then someone else is now in front of him.
Time has now expired. Leader has passed the start-finish line, so will probably be one more lap for Rick Kuznetsov.
Yeah.
So he'd be on his white flag run to home. So for these guys, there is about 1.5 laps left to go, or 1 and a few corners laps left to go. So if you're going to get the elbows out, now's the time to do it. Polivnik has a
I
look.
reckon
Stewart's very
Matt's
wide in
out
the
of
last
fuel,
corner.
I reckon.
Matt Stewart's starting to run low in the tank. Polivnik has a crack. They're all lining up for a crack at Matt Stewart.
He's-
Stewart's going to defend to the inside. No, he's out of gas. He's He's going to find a lap worth of gas.
Oh!
And Emma Sharma, the
He's
guys that
always-
communicating
he's all-
on Discord, you're all off.
Oh
Both of them are off.
no!
That was Matt Stewart and Emma Sharma, both off at turn number 1.
In the
Sam
same
Muir
Discord.
is going to come through and snag the spot away from them. So the
no.
chaos still unfolding in the Porsche Cup cars. Now it's going to be Ryan Polivnik who's come away with the spot. And I believe Rick Kuznetsov has already crossed the line. P1, P2 will now go to Greg Barber, and Adam Hughes will come home in P3. But I want to see what happens to Polivnik and Richard Mayer, who are still going to fight this one out. They've got 3 corners. Now, 4 corners, now down to 3. The flip-flop across the top of the hill. This decides P5 in the feature race of the Porsche Cup cars. Mayer's ahead. He's got a comfortable margin now. Pulls it up cleanly at the last corner and gets the job done. P5, Richard Mayer. And the celebrations have begun for Rick Kuznetsov.
Tell you what, Rick's just done an outstanding job today. He's just been consistent and just P1 in the first race, now P1 in the second race. Just dominated the series for tonight. So yeah, well done to him.
Kept it clean, kept it pointing in the right direction. Not many mistakes from Rick Kuznetsov, and I think that showed there tonight. The Crisscross boys only good enough for P2 and P3 in the feature race. And the celebrations will conclude. Greg Barber happy with his performance, but could have done a little bit more, you feel. A few mistakes there.
You'd have to be a bit gutted for Matt Stewart though, wouldn't you? Like just running out of fuel and that was
He
it.
had to push it. He had to push it.
Yeah,
He had a strategy and he committed.
yeah. And sometimes you just got to do that. I think he actually finished better than Brian Borg though, so yeah.
Cheesy does not like the number 1. He just doesn't want to run it. No, he ran it last season. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to ask him in a few moments. As everyone joins in the celebrations on the run back to pit lane. And the Crisscross boys celebrate on either side, leaving space in the winner at Oran Park in the centre. I wonder, is Greg Barber out of fuel? No, the lights are still on for Greg Barber. Well, we'll get the opportunity to view him here in a few moments. Connor,
Yeah, man.
historic circuit here at Oran Park in these
Yep.
days. And I think it served up a historic door banging
Yep.
bit of fun.
Yep. yep. I think Oran Park's just one of these joints where it's just you don't know what's going to happen. You saw the start of the race to the end of the race. Everyone was just everywhere. Like I don't think anyone could have predict what just happened there. You saw Brian Borg, coming through the field up to P5, then he dropped back because he had to do the pit stop. Same with Matt Stewart. Then you've got like Matt Stewart and Brian Borg went off at turn 1 in the first corner. So yeah.
Yeah, what an interesting race. We've got Adam Huggers in the podium with us now. Adam, we've given you the nickname Huggers.
Yeah.
Are you
on.
satisfied, dissatisfied?
What's brought this on?
Your
mate.
last name, my friend.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit of butchering of words. I rate that.
Yeah, I think I wrote it too. It's pretty good. Worked out pretty well because now you got a nickname. So
Mate,
Yeah, many.
you're quite attached to that podium. Anyone would say that you like to Huggers it.
Oh, look, mate. I try my best for you. You know how it is, Scotty.
Mate, sexy driving out there tonight. Sexy driving.
Oh, you know how it is, mate.
still on stream, Scotty.
Yeah. Mate, I will make sure that I text Adam late into the night tonight. Adam knows that,
Yep.
but
Anyway,
we have quite a good relationship, Adam and I. Adam loves it when he gets a good penalty from race control, particularly if race control's name is Scott Rankin. But
Oh yeah, not wrong. Christ.
moving on, mate. Oren Park's a difficult one. Obviously, saw you make a mistake from the lead in the first race, and then you just got faced with a wall of cars in the second one spinning out from in front of you. It's a tricky old place. It's so easy to make a mistake, especially when the car's bouncing all around like the Porsche Cup car does.
Yeah, mate, not wrong. First race, I genuinely thought I would have or could have won that. Like Roy was very much behind. Sorry, Rick. I don't know why I said Roy. Rick, my apologies. Sorry, Rick. Rick is very much behind me. And sort of pestering me the whole race. So it would have been a good race, but just mate, just dropped a wheel in the grass or the sand, sort of coming out of the bridge as you go across the top, and just looped it. Kept on to second, thankfully. But yeah, no. Look,
You reckon it was the sand? Because initially when I saw the rear end start, I think we only just sort of caught it when you were halfway round. Well, I thought it might have just been the crest, but you think it was the sand just slightly too far on the left side?
I think I was just slightly too far left, trying to maximise the corner, trying to pull away from Rick, and I just wasn't. Like every other lap was good as gold. I just didn't pay enough attention for that one corner. It sort of just come undone. So it is what it is. It's an error on my behalf. But the second race, it was looking all right until obviously there was a move made in front of me and everyone was checking up. I was trying to check up to capitalise on the tail end of it, and then I think whoever's behind me didn't sort of acknowledge or realise what was going on, and we sort of come together as well, and it was just a bit of a domino effect. So recovery drive to third though, pretty apt with it. Got a bit lucky though with people sort of spinning or getting penalties or whatever. So I'll definitely take that, mate, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we went back and we watched it on board from Dodsy. And I mean, talk to us a little bit from how you were trying to set yourself up for an incident like that. You can see that the cars ahead of you are too wide. You're trying to open up every opportunity. You obviously went quite shallow there into the triangle, coming up and onto the bridge. You're trying to set yourself up to take advantage of it, not open up a doorway to the car behind, and still keep track of everything that's going on in front of you, so you give yourself time to react. The car behind you doesn't have that sort of a situation. It's these battle packs, they're so tricky to manage in the reverse grid races.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It makes it fun. Can be equally fun and equally frustrating as obviously you guys would have witnessed in this season so far and last season. But yeah, it's sort of I stuck my nose in the corner prior, that dip that goes up towards the bridge, that tight right-hander. On the X, I noticed I don't know who it was. I can't remember who the two guys in front of me were, but they were having a bit of a tussle, and I thought maybe I could go 3 wide and sneak underneath, and whoever's on the inside sort of caught on and put their car sort of where I didn't want it to go. But then they sort of set themselves up for a pass to happen, and it obviously initiated. And on the first instance of them actually coming together, I thought, oh yeah, sweet. One car's spinning, one car's trying to back off and not hit him, so I can sneak under and sort of get away with it. And yeah, I think it was, like you said, Harry Dodds. Obviously, there's me in front of him right under me wing, so I don't think he could see much. And
no, he couldn't.
He just didn't see. And by the time he's looked at it and realised what's going on, he's already sort of committed to the corner. So look, not blaming him. It is what it is. It's just wrong place, wrong time sort of deal. Trying to keep up with Rick. That was the main issue I was trying to fight, but just got caught up in traffic, so I couldn't really sort of offer him any sort of fight back. But yeah, it is what it is, mate. The second and third start the season off, I'll definitely take it. Great. Barb's did a phenomenal job to go from having no pace to getting it onto second. So massive shout out to Barb's for bringing home the cookies and cream for the team.
Mate, can you say that you come up with that nickname of? But I'm not going to call him Barb's. I'll call him Barbara. And you came up with it. You came up with it. All
right. Well, I'll let you have that one then. All right.
Yeah, you came up with it, so I can call him out. And yeah, Shusey said your nickname's Barbara, right? Throw you under the bus? Yeah.
Of course, I'll let you have that.
I think that's fair. I mean, Scotty and I made up a nickname, and then users made up another nickname. So
yeah,
it's
that's
just
it, Barbara.
Yep.
Cool. Everyone in the Porsche Cup series is getting a nickname attached to their name. I'm sticking with Roy, by the way, for Rick. I think that works for him. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Roy. Sorry, Rick. I've given you a new nickname. Sorry, buddy.
We've nicknamed everyone tonight. Like Brian's Borg Shorts. Who else we got? Matt's Chili Bin. He's always had that as his nickname. And your
Yep. Sweet. We're all done. Yep. Sweet. All right, Adam. Congratulations on P3 here in the feature race and P2 in the sprint. There, buddy. Your opportunity to thank the sponsors.
obviously like to thank you guys and to Nathan in the background for working the cameras. No one really sees of him or hears of him, of course. So massive shout out to him and to Toddy when they do the respective series. To yourself, Scotty, and to you, Connor, for coming in and doing the comms for the night for the comms booth. And obviously to Crisscross Racing, to Stephen McCartan, the owner of the team, Smoke Studios, Jennifer Russell Real Estate, AE Boards. Massive shout out to Poolmaster Bayside, and a big shout out to Palmerston Bakery and KYB.
Mate, congratulations on the results there from the round. Probably going to be second overall, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for that.
All right, have a
Well
good
done,
night,
mate.
Huggers.
Hooroo.
Now we'll move on to Greg Barbara Barber, who joins the podium room. Mate, I've got intel. We've just had the Huggers in here, Mr. Hughes, and he's given us the knowledge that you're known in the background of the team as Barbara.
Is that right?
Yeah, he has. All him.
I'll have a little chat to Adam at some point, because that's just not on.
Well, his nickname's Huggers now,
So I use the name Adam because if you put an M in front of it, it becomes Madam, and I think that suits him really well.
Madam.
Oh, what?
It's on. It's
Oh,
on. I'm going to
Oh,
get this
that's good.
submitted to Brad Wall to get his nickname updated in the league. So, Madam Hughes.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Good
So,
stuff.
All right, mate. Talk us a little bit through race number one, because it just, I think you got pinched in the middle of a 3-wide situation. I have this memory of you just sort of getting squeezed between a car on the right and the left, just sort of came in. Everyone went for the same bit of road.
Yeah, I didn't get a very good start, and that situation where you just, if you don't get off the line, you put yourself in the middle of a mix, and just had guys going either side of me. I had no idea. I knew there was a car right. I knew there was a car left. I was just trying to hold it in the middle of the track, and I don't know. I felt contact from somewhere. I haven't even looked at the incident, but when race control come back and said it's all racing incident, I wasn't surprised because there were cars everywhere. But after that, I just sort of I found myself at the bottom of the top 10, and I just sort of tried to maintain that because I knew I'd start near the front for the feature.
It's all about setting yourself up for the bigger points haul of the night, because the sprint race only worth 50 points. The returns, the double length race is worth 100, so it's sort of worth 50 points per 20 minutes of racing. So it's about maximising the night as a whole.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you still only gain 3 points for each position, no matter what race you're in. But yeah, you do. If you maximise the second race more so than the sprint race, you gain in the points tally. That's for sure. And that's kind of what I sort of found myself towards the end of the race in ninth. I actually was running out of fuel at the end of that first race. Sort of a bit of a miscalculation, but had to save a bit in the last few laps. So I just sort of settled for ninth there, and knew I'd be on the front row and among some guys that I could potentially get past. And hope for the best in race 2.
And then it sort of all kicked off in race number 2. Got away, got out of the gates nicely. Then a couple of just little unforced errors. Is that a week out of the car? Is that lack of knowledge around? It's just such a hard track around here.
Mate, in practice, I was lucky to be stringing 3 laps together. And so I'm really happy that I was able to complete sort of mostly 2 races without a complete disaster. I just, early in that second race, I got to slow down through that back chicane. And that kind of meant that I dropped a couple of spots. And at that point, again, I went into fuel safe mode. I started thinking, if a safety car comes out in this race and I've been fuel saving, there's a chance I can go to the end. And I think it might have worked out. But no safety car at Oran Park. Who knew?
Yeah, it's a shocker.
The TCRs last night. Had how many? 5?
Yeah, it was like 8 safety cars and TCRs last night, but none for us.
You'd think there would have been a big old safety car after the big wreck you guys had, but
Yeah, well, I was driving the safety car last night, so I reckon I've done more laps in the McLaren than I have in the Porsche around here before I came here tonight. So.
There was a big call prior to the race, mate, which says to me that you're probably very keen to get on with the GT3 series. I was listening. Did I hear that you were asking race control if they could drive your car and you could be handed the keys to the BMW?
I saw Jamie Dyke did a practice lap in the safety car, and of course did the fastest lap of the session. So I thought, oh, maybe if I drove that thing, I'd be a bit quicker.
Yeah, well, the issue is Barbara is the
All right, let's
Beamer's,
not let that catch on. Eh?
the Beamer's a lot more expensive, and our SRW budget has went to that, buddy.
Oh,
So
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
we get one of those BMWs, and it's
Yeah.
a safety car. So I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we're out.
I'll have to talk to Stefan Milkcarton about maybe Crisscross providing one.
All right, congratulations, Greg,
you.
and the guys that make it possible for you here with that second result in the feature race.
Yeah, Poolmaster Bayside, Shunt Scenery, Palmerston Bakery, and yeah, the rest. Yeah, they're really good support. The team's really good. They're gelling, and we missed Dylan tonight. He's off at Bathurst, but anyway, half his luck.
That makes sense. That's why the numbers are down this week, because everyone's off at Bally.
Everybody's enjoying the sunshine in Bathurst, yeah.
Air quotes,
all
ladies
the-
and gentlemen.
yep.
Can tell you it's not sunny in Bathurst. So
No.
I
Yeah,
remember
it's,
I had trouble trying to get home today from work because of the rain. So it's not happening in Bathurst. Anyway, thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks for dropping
Thanks,
by,
guys.
Barbara.
See you next week.
Yeah,
See
see
you,
you
mate.
later, Barbara.
Say hi to Madam for me.
Copy, mate. Have a good one,
Good deal.
mate.
And finally, we'll move on to winner of both races here tonight. He's 3 from 3 for the races competed in within the Sim Racing World Series. It's Rick Roy Kuznetsov. Roy, you've just picked yourself up a nickname thanks to your compatriot Madam Hughes.
That's a good nickname. Yeah, cheers, guys. It was a fun night racing the Porsche Cups.
3 races, 3 Ws in SRW so far. I knew you were quick in these things, and I was telling Connor just before the race, this is your sort of preferred format, isn't it? The Porsche Cup cars, it's where you feel at home. It's where you put the most time and effort into these cars.
No, it's changed quite a bit. I haven't driven
it's
his cars.
changed.
I haven't driven his cars since probably 2 seasons ago. So I've been focusing on V8 Supercars for a long time now. So GT cars is a bit of a new car, not a new car, but I haven't driven in a while. So I jumped in at 8 o'clock and decided to have some fun and see how we go, and we went right.
Right, so fair bit's changed in the world of Roy Kuznetsov since the last time I've spoken to you, except for excluding Sunday, of course. But yeah, a return. I've seen you win a lot of races. Will be very, very quick around Oran Park. In terms of Porsche Cup cars, obviously the Porsche Cup of old, not the current generation of one. So happy hunting ground here for you. Difficult racetrack. It's about setting yourself in and then just minimizing the errors around here, isn't it?
Yeah, the new Porsche Cups cars are very different to the old ones. They're quite boaty, it's like quite understeery. So yeah, you got to use a lot of trail braking to get the corner right.
Racing in terms of things tonight, it was about putting the car in the right spots at the right time, cutting your way through the pack. A good start. Noticed that there was a very, very good launch from deep in the pack, but then just making sure that you weren't a part of the melee at turn 1 is also critical.
Yeah, 100%. Starting from 10th, it was important to not get into any instance. Getting that move on Hughes was really important early on because I knew he had pace. So went for a cheeky dive for him and got it sorted. So yeah, I was just avoiding damages and getting the car clean.
Mate, we're going to go twice around the country, twice around all the Australian tracks, bar 1 in each series. So Oran Park might be making a return, will most likely be making a return to the schedule later on in the season. But the rest of the Australian tracks, Winton, Sandown, Phillip Island, and Bathurst, great racing tracks generally for these sorts of cars. Have you put enough reps into the Aussie tracks, mate?
Yeah, I've done plenty of laps with the V8 Supercars, so hopefully it correlates the same as the Porsche Cup cars. Yeah, we should be right.
All right, mate. Banging night here again. 2 wins from 2 races, 3 all up, 3 in a row. Who are the sponsors to make it possible for you, Rick?
Thank Racecross Simulations and Track School, and also Premier Racing Team as well.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Rick. And are you happy with the nickname Roy? Is that one going to stick, you think?
It sounds like a good nickname to me. Cheers.
Yeah, all right, we'll stick with that one. Thank you very much for your time tonight, Roy. Have a great night, my friend.
Have a good
Cheers,
one, Rick.
guys. You too. Cheers.
See ya.
See ya.
Well, Connor, race number 1, round number 1, and race number 2 from round number 1. It was chaos here from Oran Park, and I think the the proof is in the pudding. It was exciting. There was action that went on down to the last corner, and there was fuel strategy up and down the field as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think it was all just strategy tonight, keeping clean. Your fuel strategy had to be on point. And I mean, we saw Matt, Borg Shorts, with their strategies. Matt committed, then Borg was like, I don't have enough, I'm going in. Like, you could go either. But some of the guys just got caught up in it, then they just got further back in the field. And some of them, went to the field because of the accidents and the black flags. So yeah, it was a good night of racing, and yeah, hopefully the rest of it will be a good season.
As we move on into round number 2 in terms of this championship, I think the critical factor that we've got to look at when we look forward is probably keeping it clean, settling it down, and providing some consistency. We heard from Greg Barber how much he was struggling in the early phases of things, that he was having issues stringing laps together. We saw mistakes from the bulk of the top 10. I don't think Rick Kuznetsov was about the only car that really didn't put a foot out of line at some point tonight. So consistency before next week, that means a lot of reps, and it's another endurance race weekend. Is there a lot of time now that's got to be devoted to the Porsche Cup schedule?
I mean, you're looking at these guys, like you talk about Rick, he's a pro driver now, like he's doing Scops. He just did the Logitech series, and that's still going on. And the other boys, they'll just have to up their game again, just because you see Hughes, he was the championship winner last series, and you see Rick just come along and go, hey boys, I've turned up, let's go. Like we're gonna put this on and put a good show. And but yeah, I reckon a lot of these boys will put a lot of laps in for the next round. You just want to get those laps in and just be really focused up, and know your stuff for the next round, and turn up and go, I'm back, let's win.
All right, so looking forward in the calendar, next time out, we've seen the sprint race format here from Oran Park. Next time out on next Thursday night, it will be a normal round, which will mean a single longer duration race. I believe it's 60 minutes. We'll see a full hour duration from Phillip Island. Don't forget as well, tomorrow night will be the first ever SRW GT3 series. And that's just a huge prospect. First night is going to be 90-minute races. The 90 minutes right the way through the calendar. First race is Watkins Glen Boot. So bus stop action coming to you from the Americas. From there, we'll head on to Winton, Spa, Road America, Phillip Island, Fuji GP, San Hungaro Ring, and finishing at Bathurst. That's the GT3 series. Only 2 entry spots left available in that one. Sim Racing World is surging ahead. Do you want to be a Sim Racing World partner? Get in contact with our admin team today. If you're interested in joining the racing action that's participating out on track as well, simracingworld.com.au. Sign up there, complete all the information, join the Discord. There was another large group of drivers getting involved in things up in the Sim Racing World Discord, having a little bit of fun. I can tell you what, there was about 10 drivers last night at the TCRs, and all of us were having a giggle. There was banter back and forth. There was a whole bunch of laughter. It is the Sim Racing World difference. It's all about that community atmosphere. Then on Sunday night, we'll be returning with your V8 Supercars. The DSL Welding Services V8 Supercars series returns. Who is going to take your first Melville Equipment Corporation pole position? Who is going to win the first top 10 shootout from Melville Equipment Corporation? That is the excitement that will kick us all off. And then it's all the way back, and we'll do it all again from next week. Racing Monday to Friday. Saturdays off, back racing again from Sunday. That is Sim Racing World. What a big shout out to all of our sponsors that make it possible for everyone here from Sim Racing World. Big shout out to DSL Welding Services, who I believe are our series sponsor here for the Porsche Cup. Toyo Sim, who have come on board recently and been a partner for us. A big shout out to Racecraft Simulations that make it possible for us if you're in Western Australia, like Connie Picks Nixon, because he's taken lots of pics of all that gorgeous Racecraft gear over in the western side of the country. We want to say big shout out to Dragon RC as well, the promo department, and Warren and Brown Tools. I think we got them all here tonight. So Connor, big bang in action here from Oran Park. Big bang in action again tomorrow night, albeit in America. You looking forward to some GT3s?
Yeah, I haven't touched a GT3 for a bit, so commentating will be good. But yeah, I think tomorrow night will just bring a lot of expectation to a lot of people. We'll see how big the field is, and see how it's
50
like.
cars,
yeah,
50 cars, mate. at
Yeah,
a whole bunch of tracks
that's-
for 90 minutes.
That 50 cars is what they normally have for Spa 24. So it'll be interesting to see how many cars and how many wrecks there are, and yeah, guess commentating and see how we go.
All right, mate. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure to bring you another round of the Sim Racing World Experience. I'm Scotty Rattlegun Rankin. He's the Pix Nixon. And in front of you is the results tonight, minus all of their nicknames. Roy Kuznetsov wins it from Greg Barbara Barber, and Madam Hughes away in third. The rest of the field will pick up their nicknames as they go throughout the season. We'll see you tomorrow night for another racing action courtesy of Sim Racing World. Bye for now, not forever. See you next time.
Bye bye.